Hello and welcome to episode 622 We Nerd World. Mr. Smiley's Garden's already in the house. Cheers, Mr. Smiley. How you doing?
Cheers, brother. I was trying to bring up the live chat. It's always like pausing it quick enough. See, I'll give you enough time to do it and just kind of shout out whoever's jumping in there blindly.
For
Gotta
me, I
get
always race quicker to the pause button than I do the chat sometimes. We get to meet old Yoda Grows here Thursday. He's doing his episode in chat. Can't wait to hang out and hear his story firsthand.
yeah. Dope, me all flowers, terps of the morning, man. You're up early. Shit. Usually don't see you till around 3 something, right? Some of the guys, it's funny, like the morning shift guys checking in. It's Monday morning for him. Firing it up.
Loving this fucking Michigan weather. You know, tomorrow, well, let's see here. It's Monday, so I guess officially tomorrow, right? Not necessarily Monday today, but Tuesday. What's the high up here for Tuesday? Tomorrow?
Like 40.
Highs and lows tomorrow. Northern Michigan.
I
35 and 22. 35 is a high, 22 low.
I was gonna guess it depends if you're gonna get into freezing or not. Ours, I didn't see freezing on ours. Maybe I'll go to look again. Hoping we're out of the freezing. We got a bunch of veggies.
Not up here. You're not safe up in northern Michigan, that's for sure. I think I'm pro smoking some milkman. That's
Oh,
where I
yeah,
grabbed it from.
yeah, Tuesday's below freezing. Tuesday and Wednesday. Otherwise, we'll be in the upper 30s, 40s. I'm not gonna plant nothing outside yet, though. That's gonna be late May, you know.
Right. I got to get some shit going. I've got definitely have a few things in the air at least try to get going for girls for the minute. Keep things kind of going. I think I'm gonna throw a few things outdoors here and there.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you pre-show, I got a friend that's gonna let me maybe have part of my grow over there for a minute, kind of keep things rolling. A little help from the friends type thing. I appreciate that. That's for sure. I'm sure he will as well.
Yeah. So what the other night you were talking, you're kind of backing down on the whole soil thing now. You're going to run some back in the not so golden brick road like you thought.
Well, it's the reuse. That's where I fell flat. I've kind of fell flat before. It's I definitely had a few that locked up early, and again, that's probably just from my method to my madness. I just threw some shit in there. That would be good. You know what I mean? Probably went a little heavy on some alfalfa, which I probably guess probably the culprit. But just a few things here and there to where, again, if I were in the cocoa right now, a simple flush and then back at her. But you know what I mean? Right back to good. It's kind of nice. I do appreciate both ways though. But I can't look away. I always appreciate and grateful for those who help me out and things that help me get by. And soil definitely was a friend this year. So, I just can't turn my kids and run on soil. Cheers, Bingus.
Cheers, Brother Eagle, Brother Smiley,
What's up, Bingus?
Weed World. How are you? Weed Nerd World. Good to see you.
Before you know it, he's gonna be all perlite, Bingus. He's gonna be in hempy buckets, like doing a 180 on the soil now.
Well, I'm guilty.
That would have to be huge because I definitely had a war with perlite. That's why I kind of went where I went with cocoa, is to kind of avoid the perlite. So that would have to take a war.
It's not everybody's choice. I like it. There's adjustments, I can't say it was 100% pain-free making the switch because different levels of nutrients to make up for the fact that you're in a neutral medium, you know what I mean? And keeping track of your ppms and stuff like that. But I've been doing it now for going on 3 years, so it's pretty easy for me at this point. I got it dialed in.
So Bingus, you know how when your fingers are wet and like perlite sticks all in between?
I fucking hate that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was getting at is I think that plants might hate that too, and like all their roots and shit.
Well, I don't know. Your raspberry seems to be smelling pretty good over here, buddy. I think they like the aeration. Of course, with Blue Planet nutrients, I get that dye, kind of pink color to the roots, but I'm pretty sure if that wasn't in the nutrient, that they would be white.
Oh shit!
But
it actually dyes the roots.
Well, there's they have their pink formula is the bloom, and they're color coded. You have green, you have pink, you have purple, and it's good for a stoner like me not to get mixed up, but it does kind of taint the root color a little bit. But
yeah,
who the fuck cares? I don't care. Easy to flush. I've been really focusing on that since I've been reminded at the Grandmaster Level Show. That's a big thing. So I've been really focusing more on that and seeing very good results. I have one plant right now ready for harvest that I completely flush. It just looks marvelous. So got to be on top of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucking dark out there right now. You gush in your own hand out there right now.
Yeah.
It is fucking pitch dark. There's fucking, there's a couple upsides about being in northern Michigan, and I tell you what, the stars, being able to see the stars is one nice thing. But I tell you what, when it is dark out there, it is fucking dark out there, man. You can't see your hand in front of your face or anything else. Yeah.
How's the stars? Can you see the stars pretty well out in that area?
Oh yeah, they're beautiful up here. I mean, you can see more stars than you ever thought you would.
That's cool.
I didn't know. Anyways, there were so many. It's a lot of good smoking nights to go out there, just do a little stargaze. Sure.
I like
Cheers
that.
to 20. It's 222.
Cheers. Even better cheers.
Yeah, it's overcast, honestly. It's pretty dark out now.
I actually sat out in the sun for about 15 minutes today. We had beautiful weather here in Oregon. It was nice. Hope it continues. You never know.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm ready for spring, dude. We had an 80-degree day or whatever the other day. It was like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for this shit.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like the sun. We don't get enough of it in Oregon. Good place to grow cannabis, but growing humans, I don't know.
You think having the grow lights helps with that? Like like that's a known thing, like in Alaska and stuff where they have really long winters like that, where they get like almost daylights. They have like a light that keeps from cabin fever and all that shit. That
I,
shit's real, dude. It's not a joke, man. Like it's
I,
fucking real.
I spend a lot of time in my bud chamber, just farting around. A lot of times I'm just there to be warm and bathe in the sunlight. And God, kind of weird for me to say that because it's not really sunlight. I do notice that these fucking new LEDs I'm running are, I don't know, there's just a better spectrum. I feel better underneath them. Maybe it's just psychosomatics. Uh, you know what I mean?
That's the
I
new
don't
marketing.
see any hair growing or anything. What was that?
I said that'll be the new marketing pitch. You just feel better underneath them.
If I start growing hair, watch
Everybody-
sales. Watch sales. Wouldn't that be cool? Get your GML lights. Fuck the cannabis. Grow some hair.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh man. I looked at a picture of myself in high school that my son found. Damn. I don't even know who that guy is. I was like, wow, fucking long hair and
Yeah.
mustache. And it's like, ooh.
I
Yeah.
did bring up something Eagle and I were kind of shooting back and forth a little bit before when he was cranking up the live, but like, what do you think about shortening the daytime, the on time of the lights from like 12 down to like an 8 hour, and then increasing intensity maybe to balance the same DLI number, but just doing it in a shorter window like that?
I I do 1311 now or 1310 or 11, yeah, 1311. And I notice quicker um, flowering times. Um, I don't know, wouldn't that kind of go against nature a little bit?
Also,
That's kind of, I mean, not really though. I mean, most botany books, any kind of flowering plant, they suggest any, I mean, go ahead and look at any seed plant. Where do you see on any seed pack or flower pack that that plant needs 12 hours of light? Indoors, outdoors, you know, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. They're calling for 6 to 8 max, is what we were kind of talking about. And as far as like the veg cycle side of things go, even our longest day is 16 hours long, only for minutes. You know what I mean? So why 18? I kind of thought at one point maybe because the lights are weaker, you know, we weren't getting the strength that we were getting with the HPS back then when they kind of put the recipe out there. But I don't think that's part of it either. But now with the LEDs, these super strong LEDs, we definitely, I think, take advantage of the stronger light, lower times. I'm starting to think.
You notice that my plants, especially in veg and in flower, really, they'll start to droop closer to the off schedule. And I'm starting to think, well, should I turn the light down? I did that in the veg. I didn't do it in the bud chamber, but they still get the drooping. And so I'm thinking, maybe you're right. Maybe they're saying, hey, dude, we should have went to sleep a couple hours ago. You know what I mean? Like we're tired. That'd be interesting to be great money savings and interesting to try. I've never, you guys are always bringing up this kind of stuff that makes me think. Thank you. Had to put
If you remember back in the day when Sergeant Pepper was hanging out and we were talking lights a little bit more frequently, Um, and I was actually at the time doing the time elapse runs there. I kind of suggested that was a tool. The time elapse was a tool that you could use because we were at that point we were talking about leaf temperature and height of the light, you know, things like that. But I kind of suggested that we could use that time elapse camera to watch our plants and exactly know that moment that Bingus is talking about and shut that fucking plant off at that point. You know the strain right there from watching her a little bit through the time lapse. You see her drop down at fucking 8 hours, shut that light off at 8 hours. Anything after that, you waste them. You know, right?
Now it'd
We're
be
talking
interesting to
about
see,
that.
it would be interesting to see if that would be strain dependent, which it probably would be, right? Because everybody's a little bit different. Every plant's a little bit different. Interesting. Kind of fuck up my rotation idea, but you know what I mean? Some plants may want more than others because I don't see it as a uniform. I'm looking right now because some of them are doing it. Not every one of them. Some of them are going, hey, fuck, we're loving it. And others are going, oh, okay, I'm ready for rest. So that'd be a great one to investigate further.
Then it is so with that. What you're saying there is that back down to the old argument. You know, the ones that are still standing are your sativa dominant. The ones that are falling, your indicas, northern latitudes.
Well, I was gonna say too, Eagle, like when you talk about botany and other flowers, like how many other flowers are we trying to increase the weight of that flower based off the growth? You know what I'm saying? Like you can have a plant that you trigger, and if you give it a real weak amount of light, say, you get a lot of larvae on the plant. If the more intense the light is, we know that it increases that yield. So like I don't know if that's a
I
direct
would think right
comparison.
off the bat, my first response would be a rose. Serious gardeners, you know, the rose blossom itself, the size of the bloom is very much, you know, part of their end goal, you know. So I think that's my first response. There's one.
Well, I was gonna say agriculturally, like corn, you know, or sorghum, different shit like that. You know. And I'm pretty sure, well, corn's not fair because I think that's a C4 plant, but I'm pretty sure those things like are really like they can track the yields based off how much sunlight the fucking field got and shit like that. It's fucked up, man. Like how, yeah, some of those lines are so consistent. Like they can tell how much the yield's going to be based how emergence was, like how the seed popped up out of the ground and shit. They'll fucking know how good that thing's going to yield. It's crazy.
That's dialing it in for sure. There.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's the beauty of doing monocrops too, is you can take a strain and really work it to its best benefit by just observing it. And I like the idea of the photo, you know, slow motion photography to see when the plants actually do what they do. Who's doing that lately? I saw somebody doing that on one of their videos.
I think Smart does it, or Crack Babies, I think, does it.
Is that it?
But probably maybe not who you're thinking of.
Look
Isn't
at
that what they read with those infrared? Sorry to interrupt, Bingus, but those infrared things when they show like, because I know they have that in agricultural too. They'll fly drones up over a field, and they can literally see what parts of the field are struggles based on like an infrared type temperature reading that it gives off. And I think a lot of that is to do with, so if a plant is absorbing photons and it's processing it into through photosynthesis, is dealing with it in an efficient way. And I think like the transport or the release of that water off the reaction there helps to keep the plant cool. So it's able to do what it's doing because it's transpiring properly. But like in the case where it's overly saturating it, the photons get dealt with a different way. They're still absorbed in the plant, but they're kind of dealt with in a different way, is my understanding. And the end result of that process goes through like carotenoids and anthocyanins, but it's released as heat. And I think they actually can read those signals, so they can you can get a picture of that through the infrared on like how efficiently it's actually photosynthesizing.
Now, when I was growing with HPS and metal halide, especially metal halide in the veg, you now in your veg with the metal halide, do you notice what because I don't remember seeing that with, I guess that would be a lower intensity bulb, right, compared to an LED's intensity. And so are we at the point now where we're giving it too much intensity to the point where the plant has to unnaturally process it? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
It's not unnatural because it's its natural way of dealing with it. It's kind of like, so I guess in my mind's eye, I always think of it as like in our human bodies, but when you're running, say, and when your muscles start to ache is when they start running out of oxygen, right? And then there's a metabolic process that has to happen to give you the energy to run, like to make your muscles work. Oxygen's required for that. When you run out of oxygen, your body shifts into an anaerobic process to do that, because you still need to be able to run. But that's what builds up your sore muscles, is the anaerobic process. And I kind of look at plants like that too, as like, okay, they can work so hard and dealing with so much light, but at a certain point we kind of overdo them on that light, and it's almost like they get a buildup of achy muscles. But it's a totally different process. I get it, but they're still doing the work of dealing with those photons is the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still doing something kind of work to deal with that.
It's stress though at that point. That's what I'm understanding, or that's what I'm picking up. It's basically during the photoperiodism, 6 to 8 hours, that plant is running like it can. After 6 to 8 hours, the muscles are locking up, and basically, instead of oxygen, it's CO2. The CO2, after the muscles lock up, the pores are tightening up. It's not using that CO2. That's another waste after a while. I'd be willing to bet if you put a meter in your room after that 6 to 8 hours, you'll see an increase. If you were running if you were running a valve, you would see an increase. If you were running a meter, it should shut off and equal out. But if you weren't running a meter and just keep dumping that CO2 in there, you would see a spike after 6 to 8 hours because they were no longer using it, basically, is what I'm understanding this way.
But we all grew up watching Hans and Franz. There's no, you don't even start gaining muscle until it hurts. There's no pain, no gain, man. We're here to pump.
There's that lactic, yeah. You want to be like me, but you can't be like me. We are here to pump you up. The lactic acid analogy, all right? When we overdo a workout, for example, you get a lactic acid buildup, right? So are we getting a buildup in the flowers or into the leaves that are causing them to droop, or is there some kind of...
It's not like that. Yeah. That's what I was saying. They release it as heat though. That's where you can kind of read that,
So is it, but my point is lactic acid or the heat then would be the result of an extra heavy workout, right? Too much stress.
In this case, terpenes and fucking trichome production, I think, would be the lactose response that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And then part of dealing with that as heat, part of that reaction process actually involves energy too. So that's where the plants kind of will start to eat themselves a little bit, but they'll have sugar to deal with it initially, and then they go to starches, fats, and then into proteins. But yeah, it's kind of similar to how we starve ourselves.
See, this is hard for me to kind of swallow too, because if you've watched me over the years and listened to me talk in my tips and flower, I've always talked about what? Stress, letting my plants flop. You know what I mean? To the point where then they need to be picked up and other stress factors in flowers to actually push terpene production and trichome production as well. So what I'm kind of thinking about now, though, is basically is what we're talking about. You know, as the lactose response that you're talking about would be stress in a human being. What do we notice that what stress in a human being constantly is terrible? You know what I mean? It will eat away your joints and everything else, your heart, everything for constant length of time, over time. You know, full stress all the time. So basically now, and it's hard for me to admit, dying lights back, taking it to the point of stress and then letting it rest instead of stress constantly might be beneficial. You know, we don't, when we work out, we don't we work till it, as you pointed out, we work out till it hurts. You don't necessarily keep working until failure. You know, you've blown out the muscle and shit. That's no good.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. That's a great point too, because yeah, like we only get stronger by going against resistances, however you want to look at that, you know.
So how could it be bad? You know what I mean? If the plant is going through a workout, is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? I mean, I'm wondering now, you know, you're making me think, is the fact that they're drooping a little bit, is that a bad thing? I mean, I don't see any negative effects per se, but let's say I dial the light back and it doesn't do that. And I measure more growth. Well, then I would have something to relate that to, you know what I mean? Or what you guys are talking about is less time under the light. In other words, save electricity and make a healthier plant, which would be a win-win. Fuck, right? Interesting.
Yeah, like trying to break the 24-hour cycle down to, like somebody was saying in chat, like 8 hours on and then 12 hours off.
Now
like, off cycle is important there. That's the key. You know, I mean, having your number of off hours is what keeps them in flower, basically. Yeah.
I do recall reading something about somebody that does something like that, where it was dual off cycles in a 24-hour period. And I don't know, I didn't sound right to me, so I didn't pursue it, but we're kind of going down that rabbit hole.
Well, like if you're trying to keep something in veg, you're going to break up the dark cycle is what you have to do. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to run the minimal amount of lights, like just keeping them, 2 hours on and then whatever short period off, and then 2 hours on, short period off,
when I was
I believe that's where the 12 and 1 comes in that he's talking about there. 12 hours on, 6 hours off, 1 hour on, 6 hours off, 12 hours on. It's basically the veg cycle they were suggesting. The 12 and 1.
Back in the day.
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Back in the day, when I built stealth boxes, the veg was run under regular shop fluorescent lamps. It wasn't anything special. It was a blue-white shop light, and they grew perfectly fine under that light. And then when they went into the bud, it was under the HPS, and they just fucking, you know, snapped too. And they stretched and they thickened out and everything. So I'm just thinking back, less light in the veg wasn't an issue at all. I mean, those are 40-watt fucking lights that were growing those things in veg and doing fine, healthy. So now I have what, 1,000-watt or 700-watt or 600-watt or whatever it is, doing what a 40-watt used to do. Okay, now I'm starting to think. Of course, they were smaller little Dixie cups that I was growing compared to 3-gallon buckets, but I don't know, it's interesting. Bingus says he does what? What do I do?
Yeah, Jay did.
Unmute myself there. He was asking, Nick was asking if anybody runs with 10 hours on.
I do, yeah.
Flower time.
Yeah, I have noticed shorter harvests. 56 days is pretty common when it used to be 63. And I do look at the, I don't go all the way amber on the trichomes myself. I like a little more of a racy high, but yeah. I think I'm going to smoke some weed, guys. Nice. Hey, kind of glad the whole 420 thing's over. I really booked my day on 420. I wish I could have been more involved, to be honest. But I woke up, I had a doctor's appointment. I had my beneficial bug show up right when I was on Eagle's channel. I'm like, fuck. And so I just can't make them sit there in the box going, hey, we kind of want to go to work here, you know? So I had to get them going in the garden. Then I get a, you having a doctor's appointment? I'm like, no fucking way. Did I schedule that today too? So anyway, but then I kind of went back and kind of missed a few fireworks that I'm glad that I wasn't involved in. So again, that stress of long periods of being exposed to energy can make you a bit droopy at times.
Yeah, it can. That's for sure.
Dude, you were fucking comical at times, though, dude. That's funny. I have as much fun rewatching your shows, trimming, as I do being on this show. And I catch myself sometimes going, "Fuck, did you just say that? What the fuck?" You know, I usually don't watch myself for that reason. Like, oh fuck, why did you say that? You know. Anyway.
I need to look back at some of his comments. I thought it was pretty cool. They were like, what'd they say? Fuck, I already thumbed up it, so it's gone. Basically, they were saying it took them 4 days to watch the 420 episode. They just finished it up.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Who was it? The marathon.
I haven't watched it all.
Major General, fucking marathon man. Dude, I was like amazed. I was like, holy crap. I've never seen somebody with such stamina.
In it. Made it to win it. So what do you guys think about light intensity affecting the amount of chlorophyll in the leaf itself? So like my whole thoughts on that is like the light is almost driving the plant in that way too, to where if it's having to deal with more photons, it's going to produce more chlorophyll to deal with that as well. So you're almost enticing it, you know what I'm saying?
To overwork itself, more production.
Yeah. I always think it's like you're
Makes
ramping up
sense.
that's why like you brighten the lights too as they get bigger or whatever. Like you're almost like increasing the workload on it as they get older, you know?
Well, I don't necessarily ramp my light up. I usually leave it in kind of a fixer place, a fixed location, and let them grow up into the intensity of the light in time, basically, versus ramping the light up.
Just by getting closer to it, basically.
Yeah, I'm getting a Troll Master here pretty soon, and I'm gonna try the far red timing to see if I can see any significant results, since I do have the capability in the light. But yeah, I do know, dude, the more intense, I do notice the flowers get bigger, they get more crystally. I mean, right? That crystal that's their protection against the intensity of the sun, right? And I love frost. So, but it's
Same with like a lot of these, I don't mean to cut you off, with a lot of these newer LEDs, the plant can grow up too without necessarily seeing a lot of burning, for one. And I think there's just something about the LED, maybe the more complete spectrum, the cooler light, that the plant is able to utilize or transfer energy more efficiently. So that one that's growing up, even though it's getting a lot of that energy, all of it's the dominant, I think it's being able to just like a super highway push that down into the lower parts of the plant, that same amount of energy versus burning, overusing that energy.
I do know that when I was looking at the spectrum of GML's lights, and I was comparing it to a couple others that I'm not going to talk about, but the spectrum from the competitor was a narrower spectrum. And I looked down at his spectrum, it was like you just took that spectrum and went, eek, right? To where it was broader, covered more. Again, I'm not sure of the terminology. So it dropped the spikes somewhat, but it balanced everything out. Like it was a broader, more, fuller workout, right? Than just like specifically hitting one muscle, right? You're doing a broader thing. And I'm wondering if that isn't why I'm seeing such, and it isn't like a, huge difference, all right? It's noticeable because I'm there every day and I'm looking at them, and I've grown these plants before, so I know, like, oh, okay, we're having a better run. Oh, wait, and this one's having a better run. Wait a minute, everybody's having a better run. So that's kind of the, my deductive reasoning. But I'm not much of a scientist when it comes to figuring out all the reasons why. So I'm very interested in that, though.
Kudos to GML from getting a good report from Migro there on that new line.
What was it?
I said kudos for GML for getting such a good rating from
Oh,
Migro
yeah.
on that line.
I agree. Run Boy getting reported by Spider. Actually, Spider Farmer and I are on good terms. I didn't burn any bridges. I try not to do that these days. Doesn't work too good. Yeah. Spider Farmer's a good light. HLG's a good light. There's a lot of good lights out there. I'm just glad I got the light I have right now, to be honest. So, used to be, I'm just glad to have a light of any fucking kind whatsoever so I can grow. And that's the whole idea, right? And somebody was asking me, on those smaller 40-watt fixtures, yeah, I never changed them out. I always just use those for veg. But again, we're growing in 4x8 boxes in 9-ounce cups. So your plants are, if you get a 10-inch plant, it's big in veg. And then you take that, you put it into the flower box, it'll get 2.5, 3 feet tall in a fucking 9-ounce cup. And you have to wire them up and keep them erect because they're just fucking everywhere. But I guess that's why we have scrogs nowadays. We didn't have a scrog back then. It wasn't really something that was done as much as it is now. But I'd have the tube in there and they'd be growing all crazy, right? And it's in a box. So I would just take twine and corral that tube together and they would just, and then every week you'd be taking out a tube and every little cup would give you about an ounce. And so there was 8 cups to a tube. And pretty soon every week you're pulling out 8 ounces. And people really liked those systems back then. They really liked them. Back in the day.
Brain farted. I had something to say. That's totally space station.
Yeah.
Bro. I got nothing to say. I've been totally just paying attention to chat.
I say, we got the best chat room in the world.
That's when you guys are like, well, what do you think of that, Smiley? And I'm like,
I was responding to a joke that cheers, Jeff. Monitor. Yeah. This is I was talking to somebody. Who was it? I don't know. And we were talking about your show.
Oh, yeah, plug.
It's not the standard grow show. It's like therapy for me. But we can do anything. I mean, here's the thing. He goes, you know what I like about the Eagle Show? I go, what's that? He lets everybody in. I go, yeah. He goes, you know what I don't like about the Eagle Show? I go, what's that? He lets everybody in. I sort of fucking laughed.
It's double-edged, man, because then these kind of fuckers like SoCal jump in and shit.
Yeah, fuck
SoCal.
Fucking Eagle lets riffraff off the street like me jump in, dude. Fuck,
Right?
you know?
What's up,
So
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
funny, pretty good, brother. I just want to sneak this in real quick while we're talking to people about the show. So I'm with my youngest daughter today, and we're fucking coming out of the grocery store. And as we're walking through the store, I see these couple of gentlemen that look like they could probably partake in the cannabis. Funny. And I end up parking next to them. They were parked next to me in the parking lot. I hear the one guy say something. Well, they'd beat me out of the store, and one had run over to the gas station, McDonald's, came back, and he was like, yeah, I grabbed some McDonald's. But I figured by the time dinner had come, I'd already have the munchies for dinner. And I went, aha! I knew I was right. So I go digging in my truck, and I pull out some fucking talking shit with Eagle and some Smiley Garden slabs. And I'm like, hey, so I gather you guys are smokers. You might want to check out the show. Here's some fucking slabs. Check out the show, hopefully nightly, 7 days a week. And fucking like, dude, cool. But I do that. I can actually carry that box of fucking slabs with me everywhere I go. And my kids are forever going, oh, here he goes again.
That's a great story. I actually had the need to use a phone booth. This was a couple of years ago, and in where I live, and I go to the phone booth. There's a fucking bingus sticker.
That's awesome.
Whoa,
That's fucking awesome,
dude! Yeah. So I put on there, was here.
nice.
Put it on there. So
speaking of slaps, if there's anybody out there that's good at fucking artwork that wants to do a SoCal slap, fucking DM me.
got many of those shit. I get hit up every day on IG.
Yeah, but I don't want those fucking bots that hit you up like, hey, I do artwork. I want somebody that's actually, knows. You know what I mean?
Somebody that's good, they're gonna draw one of you like falling on the motorcycle and shit.
Right. They're like fucking, like Smiley wrestling a deer kind of a thing,
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
The break a leg fucking sticker for SoCal.
Right. Hey, actually, fucking
I
speaking of
can't
break a
drive under 15.
Yeah. No, speaking of legs, my leg's back to the fucking normal size.
Oh
You
shit.
didn't break it, huh? You didn't break it.
It's not broke. So
You're tough.
yeah. I actually
Them cup cookies,
no.
cup
No.
towel cookies, right back to good.
I'm afraid of Tao's cookies, dude.
Yeah.
I think those fucking things would turn me retarded. Not that I'm not already, but I can't
Right.
afford to get any more retarded. And it sounds like his cookies will give you fucking Down syndrome.
It's gonna make you younger. Maybe it will make you kind of retarded. We were all kind of retarded when we were younger.
Yeah, but I don't want to
Think
turn into a
about it.
millennial.
But think about it, SoCal. If you're always in slow mo from the cookie,
You're just
Slow-mo.
flipping out every day.
yeah, that slow mo turn, it'll be just like stop frame, just like
Yeah, if I fucking eat Tao's cookie, I can get slow at the DMV.
yeah, it'll be like Matrix time by then, man. Huh?
Right? No shit, huh?
You didn't go no.
I love it.
No shit, huh?
Well,
Yeah, but no, if there's anybody out there that's a good artist that can create something, hit me up.
Lucky Mike, what's up, bud?
Lucky.
F&A.
F&A, man.
F&A.
Oh, I'm in. I wasn't sure if I was doing this right.
Dude, that's a funny
Yeah.
looking joint you got going, but that's all right, bro.
What's going on?
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, fellas. No, I'm just I just finished brushing my teeth and stuff. So what's up, fellas? I ain't
Oh,
joined in a minute, but I was like, I see it was only the three of you, so I figured
Oh yeah, don't count the fat fucker over here.
who, me? Oh, there's one more person. I don't see nobody else. Oh, is there one more person? Oh, there you are. There you are. All right, there is one more person. Four of us, huh? Five of us. Let me see if I get back. My numbers are off tonight. So what's up, Bingus? How you doing?
Good, brother.
I called you the other night.
Good. I never buy my phone. Forgive me.
I hear you. I know you told me that before, so I know. I just was giving you a ring. I wanted to see how you're doing.
The F&A.
It's coming out, right?
This is
Coming out good.
The F&A. And I'm going to run more Phenos because I think there's something else in there that I'm not quite catching. But the ones I got right now are fucking very nice, Mike. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad it came out all right. I tell you, it's some strong smoke, that's for sure.
Yes.
Definitely strong smoke. The
Yeah.
smell has a little bit to be desired, if you ask me. On the Fenio I did, but it's it's there, right? It's there. I mean, hell, I know what I'm after, so I don't know what everybody else is, but I see Smiley just posted something looked very nice. Now that New York's legal, things are dude, I was taking a ride in the city the other day, just in the Bronx, and my God, the place, all you could smell was people burning weed. That's all you could smell. The whole Bronx was,
Smells
I mean,
like freedom,
woo!
Mike.
It was crazy. I mean, the whole ride that I drove, all I could smell was weed burning. I was like, damn, they're really lighting it up down here on
That's
Saturday
dope.
afternoon. It was unbelievable. Believe me, man, the Bronx smelled like weed burning. That's all it smelled like. It was unreal. But it was cool. I was like, wow. I was like, they really
Probably
doing
better
it
than
now.
the sewer smell or whatever,
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
yeah,
dude,
definitely.
That's a massive
But
improvement for the Bronx.
I mean, yeah, definitely. You smell weed here and there, but this was something to be. I wish I could have said, come here and check this out. Let's just take a ride. We all took a ride. You'd see what I'm talking about. It was unbelievable.
That's
It was
awesome.
unbelievable.
I love it.
Unbelievable. It's crazy, and it's great though. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see legal at least whatever you want to call it. You know, when I was growing up, we used, like I said, we used to buy pot in stores. You know, we never bought it on the street. When I first started smoking weed, I bought it on the street. But then I found out there was all these stores that we could go to buy pot, you know, when I was like 15. So we used to go to all these different stores, you know, there was about 20 of them that I knew of personally. And, yeah, you know, so I always grew up feeling that it was legal, but I knew it wasn't, you know. And then I got arrested coming back from Jamaica.
Martial
That was
artist.
terrible. That was terrible.
Lucky Mike, martial artist is asking you in the chat what kind of
Oh, I can't see. What's that?
what kind of flavors are you getting off the FNA?
Just gas. That's all I can really say. It's not like a chem, and it's not like I don't know. It's just like real gas. You know what I'm saying? It's got like a smell that I can't even put my finger on what it is. I don't know, but I tell you, it reminds me so much of old Thai weed. To me, you know, weed should smell like weed, not like candy or I don't know. It smells good to me and it burns nice. These two ladies I was smoking the other day, they were like, "Hey, you really smoking over there? It smells good."
No, fucking A. Here.
Fucking A, baby. That's right. But you know, I mean, but it's great. You know, things have changed here in New York and for the better. I mean, you know, I want to see if they're gonna come out with some licenses for small craft things, you know, besides these big licenses. That's really what they're pushing. It seems like they're heading towards more of a conglomerate kind of, you know what I'm saying, like big money, big grows, you know, crappy, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that's going to be like, never going to touch a craft, a smaller, you know, but that's where it seems to be heading. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to
They
do.
have a medical, Mike? Do they have like a medical system?
No. Well, they kind of do. I mean, you can get a medical card per se. They make it, but I don't know. You know, I don't know what it's for. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Doesn't give you the right to grow 12 plants or some shit like that.
No, the law is it's 6. I think it's 6 per household. I think that's what they're saying, or 6 per adult per house. I don't know, something like that. But it's not like, see, that's why I'm saying if I, you know, I'd like to get a license because, you know, I'd like, you know, things to be on the up and up with everything, you know. I don't need no trouble at this age, you know. Too old for that shit, you know. But it's a beautiful thing what's going on here in New York. It's absolutely great, you know. I was gonna go downtown on 420 because Top Dog was going to be in the park at Washington Square. And I had my plans. I planned to go and everything. And then some shit went wrong here and I had to do some other crap. I had to fix some things. So that's what I spent my day doing. And I was mad too because I wanted to see. I see he has this sour diesel back cross, BX3, but I don't know how his shit is. Anybody run his gear?
I have not.
No, nobody, huh? See, you know, I'm not even into spending money no more on seeds. You know, especially you're never gonna get to do them. They sit there.
Well, there's some argument to some of that too. Like, what are you really, you know, trying to get? You know,
I
like
found
buy a
what I'm
name,
looking for.
buy the name of the cross or whatever, but what's the odds you're gonna get anything close to? Like, say you buy the next, you know, East Coast Sour Diesel seed pack. Like, what's the odds you're even gonna get anything close to that sour East Coast?
Yeah, bro. You never know what the Fenios are gonna be. You're absolutely right. But it's, you know, it's all hit or miss, isn't it? Like, you know, I mean, you find what you like for yourself and you run with that, more or less, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, I've never smoked cookies. I've never even tasted cookies. I've never tasted like pound cake. I never smoked any of them.
But see,
You know?
I appreciate it. And again, I love the hunt. I love the hunt. But this is one of the things that fucking gets me about the whole system is repeatability. if you're going to build the name and brand of something, how can you necessarily oh yeah, this is the one I got. This is the picture of it. You know what I mean? Straight. This is the one you want, but there could be fucking 10 different other ones. You know
Yeah,
what
well,
I mean? That's not good branding. You want the one that's on the fucking picture.
yeah, well, that's what everybody wants.
Anything else, in my opinion, is watering down that image because it's not that. How can you,
No,
you know what I mean?
Everybody
Everybody wants
burger
that.
never is the same as it was on the billboard, Eagle. It's never the same.
Right.
I
but I'll
I
tell you
agree.
what.
You're
Look at the pictures that Sub used in like the dank books, right? If I could get something that came out of the, looked like it came out of one of Subcool's books, I would probably quit growing altogether right then and there because I'm never going to get anything better than that.
Nirvana.
But that can be achieved though through
That
proper
can be
breeding.
achieved.
And
Yeah.
then that's where I've always been asked that I've been a big advocate for a long time about packs just being labeled where they are in the breeding, phase. F1s, F2s,
Right.
you get an F8, you're going to get that picture. You're
Right,
going
right.
to get everything that in that description and that picture. If you know what I mean.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, but once you get a Subcool looking fucking photo in your garden, I think you've hit the fucking holy grail.
and again, in my opinion, if you can produce that variety that's in the picture and everybody gets that, you should be able to fucking throw some coin on that pack. You know what I mean? The work is put in there. It's everything it said it's going to be. You shouldn't have to worry about it. You should pop them up. They should all come out like clones. It should be tough to fucking pick your. You know what I mean? Again, I see Mr. Smiley shaking his head.
No,
What's your
I see what you're
viewpoint?
saying. I get it. Like if I just bought pepper plant seeds and tomato plant seeds, and I don't want a large variability between all those that I caught, right? Like same
Right.
thing.
Right. If I want variety, I'll go variety of different strain, not,
Well,
do
I
wanna
gotta say,
find
I
one,
mean,
though. Come on.
it seems like everything's from what we used to smoke back then and what we're smoking today seems like day and night almost. You know what I'm saying? The way things look. I mean, like I said, I haven't had much experience with any of this new stuff.
Well, let's take F&A for example, just off the top, right? Chem Dog cross 3 times for stability. That was very appealing to my eye. And then Duke Diamond's local skunk. Now, the phenos that I've ran, there's 3 types. One leans one way, the other one leans the other way, and then we have the one in the middle.
Yep.
Now, I can deal with that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I want more than 10 fucking seeds to look at. And
Right.
especially if they're F1s, which I think these are F1.
Yeah.
See, so when you have 3 varieties in an F1, that's a good indicator to go deep because there's going to be a special one in there somewhere. At least that's my experience.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll find it. You do an amazing job, Bingus. I'll tell you that right now.
You got to dive. It's like New York City diesel. The seeds I got, fortunately, I got a lot of them, the seeds. And I was over a year, I didn't realize, but I rotated over 40 through. And I got it all listed, and I finally kept one. And then I ran out of seeds. I think somebody just bought my last pack, actually. But I have more coming.
Yeah, I tell you, Bingus, you have an outstanding, garden. Your garden is absolutely outstanding. It's a picture perfect. I mean, you got an eye for detail, and I mean, it really shows. You know what I'm saying? It really shows.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but my point is, I'm like Eagle. I like the fucking hunt, dude. I like the journey. I get to a point sometimes where I get tired and I think, I'd kind of just like to have fucking arrived, until I arrive and go, this is fucking boring. And I pop more.
Yeah.
Pop more,
Yes.
you know.
I know exactly what you're talking. Well, let me ask you this: is right now, what is more popular out there? Like, are people looking for colors? What are they really, after? I really don't know personally. Like I said, and I don't know what people are looking for. They seem like they're, 1 minute they're after this, 1 minute, it's the flavor of the month. It seems, it's like almost chasing your tail.
I almost think people are after the name. Like the average, okay, not the grower, but like the dispensary consumer. They're after the name and the
Right.
bag appeal.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And the drawings on the bag,
Right.
the cartoons.
The SoCal and a lot of the fucking markets, the name is all you got to fucking go by. You can't even see the shit. You know what I mean? You got a name on a bag, you buy it, and you go to your car and get disappointed there.
Right.
Right. I mean, but what are they looking for? I know they like these rock solid nugs, and I would guess some sort of color with them, because it seems like they're always looking for some sort of purple.
Yeah.
I personally hate purple. I hate it. I have never found really anything purple that excited me.
I can tell by the look on Bingus's face, you just offended him.
No.
Takes more than that to offend Bingus.
I just saw challenge accepted. That's what I saw.
Right.
The less THC, usually with high anthocyanins, you get a drop in the THC, unless it's the Bingus Blackberry. And then, no. So.
I mean, I've run Deep Chunk. Deep Chunk made like I had Cannacopia. Cannacopia. They're pretty old company. I had gotten a bunch of seeds from them. I still got them. I got Government Mule times Deep Chunk, Genius times Deep Chunk, Bubba Kush times Deep Chunk. I'll tell you, the Bubba came out nice, but I just can't stand the purple.
See, and for me personally, I don't care about color or bag appeal or any of that. I mean, we grew a plant years ago that was the worst looking fucking hunk of shit. It smelled like it was, pulled out of a donkey's ass, that we didn't want to smoke it if we were going by bag appeal. But I'll tell you what, we fucking smoked one bowl between the two of us, got on our bikes, rode 80 fucking miles through the desert. And when we got to the little store that we came up on, we're too fucking high to go in. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, but I don't think purple's going to get you there. I just don't think purple's going to get you there.
People
Jack
like
Skellington will get you there, though.
What's that?
I said the Jack
What?
Skellington will get you there, though.
Jack
Right.
Skellington. I never. What's?
Yeah, the Jack Skellington. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, well, perfect example, right? Mendo breath.
Never had it.
There are some purples that'll just kick your ass, to be honest.
Right.
But generally speaking, anthocyanins have a way of, I don't know what it is, muting or balancing downward the THC levels. I don't know. But then again, some people don't want a
No, I find a lot of people like that.
a punch, I
Right.
find, like, for example, right now in my garden, that's popular because I have a website where people can actually go and watch my videos and fucking raspberries. Why? Because of the beautiful orange, just the attractiveness.
That's
Oh.
what
All right. It's beautiful plant. Now, when they get it in the bag and it doesn't look like the video, I've had a couple of people like, wait a minute, is that the same stuff that was on the video? Yeah. Right? But it's smiley hunted a pheno that is superior. And that's the hunt.
Yeah.
And I fucking love the hunt, man. And I want to get some more raspberry seeds. Fuck, I would just go and do that all day long. Just fucking be Johnny, canna seed. Where is Johnny anyway? And just be planting fucking seeds everywhere if I had the room and the time to do it.
Right.
Speaking of Johnny Cannabis, how's Johnny feeling?
He's he's kind of taking a little hit from the surgery, but he's all right. I don't know how much of his personal info I want to divulge, but
No, I sent him a message, but I'm just,
Head's
you
still
know,
attached. Okay.
yeah, that, I mean, as long as he's all right, you know.
he's
I've
yeah
had-
he's
I've had
having
those-
He's
he's
on a way
having
to
some
recovery
post-surgery
from
complications, but he'll be all right.
Yeah, thank God.
He'll be all
scan
right.
and stuff. So we're optimistic for him, man.
Thank God. I'll keep him in my prayers, that's for sure.
Right on. This is where
You
we
know-
say a prayer for John.
Hell,
I got a
I'm
thing
all
on
right
this
with it,
purple.
man. I'm all
I
right
want
with
to
it.
throw in on the purple thing a minute. So how much of that on the purple strains, if you say potency, see, I disagree. I think there can be potent purple strains.
Oh,
But
I agree.
I'm wondering if the loss of potency is because the selection process was done focused on trying to get a purple plant versus focused on trying to get something.
There's a plant I had gifted to me when I worked at the seed company. It was called Sirius Black, and it was a deep, beautiful purple, and it just blew as far as smoke went. I grew it once, smoked a joint, and went, man, like no, and I got rid of it. So, but that's why they made the strain just exactly what you said, Smiley. It was for the purple aspect, beautiful orange against that dark
Yeah.
purple. I mean, it was just fucking bag appeal.
Deep
Smell,
chunk will do that.
taste, high. So I mean, yeah, I don't know.
And
From what I
again,
found, at least, deep chunk seems to turn everything purple.
and see, going back to the purple thing, right? Mendo breath, technically not a purple strain, by all technicality, it's not a purple, strain, but you'll get the purple hues to it. And then, for example, the one I got, my Mendo breath cut is turned so fucking purple, it's like Kenya, But
What?
that
Like a ripe
specific
eggplant.
even though it's fucking purple, that will knock your fucking dick in the dirt. So, and then I have other strains that are, bright green and beautiful and don't really fucking do nothing. So, I don't think it's a color thing. I think Bingus is onto something. It's the way you're looking for, or was it Bingus or Smiley? One of the two said they're looking for purple. So they're not looking for trichome production. They're not looking for, terpene profiles. They're looking strictly color, nothing else.
Right,
Well,
right.
selecting for bag appeal is a totally different category than selecting for effect, right? Like,
Technically, yeah.
Well, that's what I select for.
I like for instance the biggest blackberry that I have. It's an Afghani origin. It has heavy frost, and it's not really, the anthocyanins can be like red, purple, and blue, right? And it leans more to the violet, blue, purple, right? But I still call it purple when it changes. Beautiful, unique. I also knew a guy, what was his name, down in Southern California. He had a plant that turned fucking blue in bud. And I was just like, wow. And that's when I started researching anthocyanins. And especially if you're running high CO2, you can end up with some blue bud, which I found, talk about bag appeal, that was pretty interesting.
Well, I wanted to ask Eagle. I know he has talked about how much he likes the pine flavor but I haven't tasted nothing like that in years. I haven't found nothing like that. See, I like them bright lime green buds that used to be piney, like, you know what I'm saying? We used to get them in the winter, and the pine, that smell of pine would be like, as strong as the old skunk. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't hide it on. You could just smell it. Have you come
More of
across
like a
anything,
pine.
Eagle, to fit the?
more like a pine tar. Not in a long time. That's why I'm looking for it. That's why it's on the hunt. Like, because I haven't found nothing close to it myself. You know, that weed right there was super giggly, a very energetic hive, man. I would love that. If I could come across that, that would have been my keeper, I think. If I would have
What are
come
you
across that
running?
one by now, that would have a staple. Right now, there's only a few strains in the garden. The Maui Gold root beer, of course, Smiley's Sky Color Ghost OG, and the Borg 13 floating around in there, and a few other strains because of the shutdown. So I don't, you know, everything I have seeds for, so I'm not necessarily worried about, you know, transferring anything over. I'm looking to hopefully just start everything mostly from a new. I was just saying that in that chat, Rumboy 7426 was asking why the limited variety right now. It's just, yeah, right now it's just with everything kind of up in the air, trying to float a whole house full of genetics. Eh, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? It's we kind of talked about earlier. We always think that one is the one until that next one
The
comes
next
through, and then
one.
we look back and go, "What the fuck was what did I see in that shit?" You know what
Right,
I mean?
right.
So
Well, you know,
I'm not
Eagle, now
so
that
worried
you're
about.
when you're going to do your full complete tear down and reset, you know, you actually get to start with organics this time and, you know, go that route. Go into soil right from the beginning.
That is
Smart.
still the argument right there. I had actually thought about taking the soil with me, but now after the, you know, kind of mending in the second run this time, it would be all starting over from anew and, you know, kind of working or cooking the soil there. So if you're starting everything from anew, what do? You start over from a good new bagged soil? Do you go the super soil route? Fucking mix your own and then set back for 2 months and run cocoa while you're waiting for that to cook. You know what I mean? And then at that route, are you locked into the cocoa because you've got fucking 10 bottles up there and you don't want to fucking you're trying to time that
Yes, you're
run
locked
out,
into
but
the
they
cocoa.
make it
There's no switching
purposely.
teams, Eagle.
So here's what you do. Here's the problem. Here's the solution to that problem. You grow a fucking shitload that'll get you through for the reset, and then not have to worry about growing something to get you through. Stock that fucking freezer up for the winter, you know?
Rotate them through. Always
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah,
What's up, Robert?
that is the dream. I don't know if it will happen.
Cheers.
What's
I
up,
understand the dilemma
Greenfingers?
though.
Cheers.
Smiley, what are you running? What's your pick of the month? I know you keep a rotation yourself.
Pick of the month. As far as like new ones coming up,
Yeah. Like what
I
are
got
you
that.
looking at?
I got the Ghost OG by Sky Cuddler Kush F3 running, same as Eagle, and it's about to go into flower. In fact, I gotta cut clones of that one. And or actually, I think I'd have to look. I think there's 2 or 3 girls going in the flower. Cherry Pie Kush Breath. That's another one that I'm pretty excited about. That's like a cherry pie Kush, which is supposedly the mother of all cookies. It's like a outcross, back cross of that one, basically.
Does it have
You like cookies?
does it have a cherry taste? Sorry.
No, it does not. No.
Yeah.
I actually got the chance to try the cherry pie Kush mom that they were kind of using in the breeding. And it's from Gage Green Group, but they had samples they were giving out at the organic cup, basically. So
Well, you like cookies? I mean, cookies is something that's on your palate.
yeah, I think there's something to be said if there is a possibility of trying to find parentage or the lineage of a legendary strain such as cookies, and yeah, I think, that'd be a smart way to go, is all kind of my thought process was. But where my dilemma is like, how authentic are those stories? And what I'm saying, and then how there's a lot of cherry pie out there right now. So like there's a cherry pie cut that a lot of guys are getting talked. That's a lot of what's going around getting talked about. But then there's the cherry pie kush, which is this other kind of story on it all. You know what I'm saying? So there's kind of some different strains that I'm realizing are different strains. At first I didn't necessarily realize those were like different ones, you know what I mean?
Well, I never tried any of those other, because you got to understand something. Here in New York, for a while, I mean, everything was, to me, was the trash from everywhere else. I mean, you couldn't find, to me, it all smelled the same. They would say it's this name, that name, whatever, and you start smelling jars, and they all smelled like neem oil, like they were spraying them. And I mean, and they would have these like pop-ups, and they would have like 10 different vendors, what they would call a vendor, and they would have glass jars lined up, you know what I'm saying? And I would go there to buy edibles and stuff, like the gummies and that kind of crap. And they'd be like, oh, smell this, oh, smell that. And I didn't want to offend people by saying, it all smells the same to me. It smells like a bunch of garbage, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how people are buying this from me. But, I didn't want to get beat up either.
Speaking of,
I mean, it's the name game though, right? Like it is. It comes back to that whole fucking name game. Like so many things are called this or that, like Blue Dream. Like
yeah, but everybody was dumping garbage on New York. I mean, they was literally, I can't imagine what people were sending here. I mean, it tastes, I could taste spoiled milk on some of the things I've smoked. I'd be like, I can't even smoke this shit, man. People actually think they're going to spray milk to get rid of PM. Are they fucking out of their mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? I could taste it.
The new one.
You never heard people spraying milk for PM?
No.
I've heard of
Really?
No.
Wow.
I've heard of using milk to marinate some venison, but not spraying them.
No, I definitely heard, I don't know firsthand, but from what I've heard, people, and I could taste it. It tastes like sour milk in the friggin', it would taste like literally sour milk.
I remember the days, Brother Mike, when there was no strain names. There was just, fuck, I'm glad you got weed. Yeah. Is it
There you go.
No.
Like I said, weed should taste like weed.
Yeah, it was just whatever. And I've been guilty of taking ceramic bongs and breaking them to scrape the innards to smoke weed.
We all are.
Yeah. It's just, I feel so, I think about those days and now it's like, fuck, I probably throw more weed away than I smoked back then now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, look how expensive it was too, and hard. It was hard to come across. It was a big deal,
Yeah.
Well, like I can't
get it, like you had to know the guy, right? And you pay the money and you get it and be like half a fucking eighth. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he smoked the joint out of it.
Yeah. Sorry, SoCal.
I can't speak for everybody else's like geographic locations and what was available to them, but back in the day we had two choices: either some ammonia smelling brick weed that was full of fucking seeds and stems that got smuggled across the border in a donkey's asshole, or you got skunk. That was your two choices. Oh, skunk or Mexican donkey butt weed.
I'll tell you, back in 87, when I really was getting into weed, I was introduced to indica. That's all they called it, indica. And man, I said, where have you you've been hiding. You know, I've smoked Thai, I smoked Colombian, I smoked Mexican, but man, when they gave me indica, it was like a whole. I was like, what? You know, like I didn't know like there was a difference at the time. I'm telling you, the indica I used to smoke had to be a precursor to OG Kush somehow. Had to be, because back in '87, it was it was exactly. I had the littlest black seeds too. They were little black seeds. Amazing. I wish I had saved some of that. You know.
Yep, that was that was what we called it too. It was like either just the regular weed, or you got skunk, or if you're really lucky, you got some indica, and that shit was like $20 a gram, back in the day.
Yeah.
But now you actually look at the truth, and you were just getting good weed.
Chem reminds me of a lot of the old skunks. Chem D reminds me a lot of the old skunks, especially the weed itself. It has, skunk always used to have like all these little stems in it. They used to poke holes in my rolling paper, always like crow's feet and little tiny stems. And Chem has that same shit. Has it like little tiny stems, you know what I'm saying? They're little pieces, and they go right through your paper. What a pain in the ass, I'm the type of guy just throw it all in and smoke it, whatever it's there.
My uncle gave me a cut of G13. I'm trying to remember the date. It was either late 70s or early 80s. And that's the one I used to grow in the little 9-ounce cups. And I think it was an indica leaner, and it didn't get real big, but fuck, excellent. But when I got arrested the first time, that was it. That was the end of that strain. Boom. They got rid of it. And I have never found, I've tried like G13 seeds, other cuts, and
never be the same.
No, not the same. And it's kind of sad. Some of those strains are just gone.
They are.
I say that, and because I've been looking for alien technology, which I just found some beans, and they're growing like they're supposed to. They're landrace, Afghani landrace, and so it's somebody has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somewhere,
right?
Somewhere.
And
I can
if
agree.
If you're out there, get the fucking hold of me, would you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is part of it maybe nostalgia? That old. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody will say, "Oh, weed of yesterday was like weak," and it probably was. I mean, it traveled and it came from other countries, and it was wrapped up and passed here and passed there, and open and closed, and you know what I'm saying? So by the time we got it, I mean, it was abused. I had no idea as a kid that cannabis was such a beautiful plant. You know what I'm saying? Because what it looked like, what I was getting and what it is were two different things. You know what I'm saying?
In high school,
Smash, crash.
We smoked leaf. We didn't smoke bud. And we got, lids, $10 lids.
Yeah.
And we had finally got some Oaxacan. I think I was a senior, and we started getting Oaxacan from Mexico, and it was actually bud, and we just fuck. That was $20 more, and we just were kings, man. If you had Oaxacan, you were the fucking king. And
I just want to say excuse you to somebody, or bless you or whatever when everybody says Oaxacan. I don't want no hacking on my bread, man. Shit.
And yeah, no, but I wish I would have saved those fucking seeds. It was
always bro.
Seeds. And everybody would bitch a little bit, like, "Oh, dude, I bought this. It's all fucking seed. Man, I'm throwing this away." I'm thinking, now, don't throw those away. Fucking give them to me.
Well, I mean,
back from shit we picked out of our bags back in the day.
Oh man,
we're a fucking forest.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, but the THC content, it was nothing to what we smoke today.
Okay, so guys, describe one fucking flavor to me that you remember from back in the day. So you talk Oaxacan, but what does a Oaxacan taste like to you, or whatever? What represented it? That
For me back then, I didn't even focus on the taste, dude. I couldn't even fucking tell you. We would do superchargers, smoke joints, and
musty. That's what I was saying. Most of the
big joints. My buddy had an afro. He wasn't African American, but he had an afro. We would take joints.
You didn't have no afro.
Superchargers in his fucking.
Bingus, you didn't have no afro.
And he would walk around and all the smoke would just be flying off. It was just fucking.
That's funny. You didn't have no afro, did you?
No, I had long, dark hair.
Woo, you must have been like this with your hair. Oh.
I saw a bit of a primper on the hair, dude, because it was long, and you know.
Nice.
I played guitar, and it was
back in the rock and roll days. I knew it. He's a rock and roller.
So to answer Smiley's question and kind of cap on that a little bit.
Sorry.
The one thing that kind of stands out to me from back in the day that like I remember now still was what we were getting that was called indica back at the time. Was the skunk.
What year you think?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
You know, 87 to
yeah, that's about the same time I was introduced to it.
Yeah,
as indica.
Back when we were getting weeds, we were like the older brother, you know, like our older brother had a hookup and we'd be able to fucking go in and steal a joint from him or something, you know.
Right.
But you know, the one that sticks out to me as an old school flavor that I remember was the only thing that we really had any flavor was with the skunk, and it was either called indica or skunk back when you got it in the day, you know, and it actually did taste and smell kind of skunky, you know, almost like.
Is there any truth?
Beer.
Is there any truth to the matter of they said that when indica was first crossed with sativas, that it was skunked? It produced. That's where you really got that first round of them skunk plants that you're talking about. So I was told that, you know, it got like skunked, you know, like because people were really into sativas back then more than anything. They were into the, you know, they weren't really into the indica. It wasn't on the scene like that. And then when they did bring them and they started crossing them, that's at least what I heard, something about it being skunked by the indica. And I don't know how true it is, but.
What's up, Green 13? Good to see you, buddy.
Green 13's here and Greenfingers.
What's up, my brother? What's up, boys? Everyone good?
I've never heard that. Cheers.
No?
I don't
Does
know.
it make any sense, though? It sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I think if it were that easy, we'd be able to recreate it if it was just a matter of just
No, everything's a mishmash now. You can't recreate. How can you recreate anything when nothing's pure no more? It's all a mishmash.
Well, but that could be where the actual original skunk went too. Is it lost its purity in the fucking melting pot? You know.
Yep. Because everything's mishmashed. Everybody, people
out there. There's people like Bingus who claim to have, you know, original tie seeds from, you know what I mean, from back in the day. There's, you know, I'm sure there's some out there.
No, like he said, there's somewhere out there, but.
Well, and even when you find those seed hoarders, they're out there. By the way, I know several actually.
It's a weird thing, right? Oh, sorry, Bingus, carry on.
No, you just being able to pop those seeds. Really, you gotta be careful. There's techniques, and because they're old seeds, and you're not going to get 100% success out of them either.
What strain, if you could get your hands on any strain from, you know, the 80s, 90s that were from like a catalog, what strain would you look for? I know I would love to get my hands on an old silver pearl.
True, you know? Original old school Afghan.
G13.
I don't want any of that stuff. Here's the thing, right? I think it's a lie. I don't remember at the time thinking this is the best thing in the world. I remember the next thing I smoked being better than the last, and the next better than the last, and the next better than
That's
the
what we
last.
said.
And, oh, okay. And now everyone's like, oh, old school, old school. And it's like, yeah, it was shit, dudes. It was shit. That was the thing. I mean, I just wasn't having, off the back of, you know, like brickweed, it was what we called skunk. Everything was called skunk in Britain. So don't get it. It was most likely White Widow or something Dutch, you know. But like,
change.
it was badly grown. It was badly dried. Like,
It did the
Things-
job though.
oh yeah. So did brickweed though. But I'm saying I don't want to go back to it. That's not. I don't think fondly about like the just slightly better than brickweed weed
Anymore.
You don't have no.
I think that, you know, the mid grade or the, you know, the 18 to 20, you know, 18 to maybe 22 range. I think of that more as a medical cannabis. And as I see the THC side go up, I think of that more to be the recreational side, that to get high. You know what I mean? I think there's more medication, medicinal medicine in with the fats, lipids, and the lower THC count. To be honest with you, that goofy kind of weed that you may or may not be referring to. I don't, you know, that's just my opinion.
Right. And well, like we were saying earlier about, you know, what do you look for and what do you want? I don't want one of these strains that's going to, you know, I want to be able to sit here, put my feet up, hang out with the wife, watch a movie, and my knees not be telling me to fuck off, and my ankles not hurting, and my back not on fire. I don't want to smoke something and sit here and be fucking drooling on myself. You know, so some of those really high THC strains are just, I don't like them.
Nah.
You know,
I agree. Even ones I grow sometimes, and it's mind-blowing flavors. And it's like, yeah, but that's just going to put me to sleep. I'm going to be asleep by 9 o'clock. My wife's going to be nudging me, you know. And so
right.
I agree, but
right. And that
Make
means,
you
yeah, there's
paranoid.
those times where I want something that's going to knock me out and put me to sleep. But, you know, that's the specific one for that thing, you know. Oh, shit, I can't sleep. I'll smoke some of this. Hey, look, I just slept for 9 hours, you know.
yeah.
Boy, that's
So
like
if
Anxiety. Anxiety
Yeah.
comes over 30. That 30% range, to be honest with you. That's what I find for myself anyway. Even with dabs, when I take dabs, one or two of them, I like that high, but do I want to be that high all day? No, I need to fucking smoke a joint to bring me back down and even me back out. You know what I mean? It can't be dabs. That's a,
Get that little
for me
sweat
is
on your
a
top lip.
recipe for anxiety. Yeah.
So I guess when it became legal is when things started to change, as far as me wanting to have something that was a little higher quality. All right, over the bag weed, over the, do you have, what kind of weed you got? I got the good shit versus I got the not so good shit, you know. And so when it, I think that's, what was that, in the 80s? Is that when that started? I'm thinking.
no,
What do you mean, kind?
man. In the 90s, come on, not in the 80s.
I'm trying to remember. 90s. Okay, so in the 90s.
92 onwards, maybe.
No, 95, I would say 96.
I agree, really. But
97.
obviously, it's different country. But 95, I think, really. Before that, it was kind of
Yeah, it was the early 90s because they were cracking down on the weed. That's what kind of like drove the whole like brick weed, wasn't it? Like the, because I remember when I was a kid, I graduated 96, so like, yeah, early 90s, all that was junior high. We had the fucking dare trucks, and they were all like, "This is your brain on drugs" and shit like that.
the egg on the fucking frying pan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just say no.
The big battle was on, right? They were in their fucking hard push to just knock it out in that era.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was, you know, it must have been early or late, like 98, 99, 2000 that I started getting medicinal and Canadian weed and getting some really good bricks.
Well, Cali 96, they went for
Medical.
215.
Botanical.
Yeah, and that's when everything really started to flourish.
What year?
96 they went medical is when 215 proposition 2. I right 215 was in 96.
Yeah.
And after that, everything, everybody, the race was on at California. Everybody went out to California, And then unfortunately I got hurt. I might have moved out there if I didn't get hurt, because I couldn't believe what was going on out there. I had to go see. I wanted to go see it for myself, but never made it out there. Fellas, I'm gonna go to bed.
I think I am too, buddy.
I'm gonna go to bed. All right. I'm gonna say goodnight.
Good to see you,
All
Mike.
right, Mike. Good
Yeah,
night,
it was
Peace,
nice
everybody.
Mike.
talking. It was nice
Peace,
talking,
fingers.
fellas. I'll catch you next time. I gotta figure out how to hang up. Oh, there it is. All right, guys.
All right,
I will
peace.
catch you on the rebound. Thank you. Good night.
Thanks a
No,
lot,
brother.
Eagle, for having me babble up here.
Thank you.
Everybody on the panel,
Sorry.
good to see you. Chat room, good to see you. I'll see you in my dreams. Adios.
Right on, Biggie.
Cheers, Vegas.
Shoot.
I was trying to say goodbye to the both of them. I was muted. The mic's the fucking Zoom's got a mute. I was fucking fighting them both. I'm like, what? End up being both muted. Cheers.
Hey, Greenfingers, you've been here for like a half hour. We haven't heard a word from you, man.
Because you guys are saying indica and sativa.
Yeah, it should be broadleaf and narrowleaf.
Yeah. And it happened when it was
So I'm
called
not talking to
Sensimilia.
you.
When we got good weed, it was Sensimilia seedless. That's when that happened. That was 83, 84 when I was born, because my mom was like, she told me all the stories and shit. Yeah, I smoked with you in my stomach, but I smoked the good weed. Seedless. I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, the names were just the cities that they came from, regions that they came from. That really meant
So
something.
you turned out all right, bro. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Medication.
So hey, dude, I saw your IG post. How's the greenhouse, dude? Is it really that fucked up?
Oh yeah, you got tore up.
What?
Yeah, the plastic. But that's just
Gutted. What was it? Wind.
Yeah.
sandstorm, windstorm.
Bummer.
You gonna replace
Is it-
that, or what are you
Is
gonna
it
do?
expensive?
It's just one side, like 3 feet of one side. The side that's close to the fence, kind of. It's got like
Oh,
2
okay.
feet of area, so stripped it like just like sliced it straight up and down.
That sucks,
And the
man.
chain link, yeah, the chain link fence caught the top of it, I guess. Shit happens.
So what you gotta do
Yeah.
to fix it?
It just makes that it's an air vent now, pretty much. I don't have to go out there right away to open it up because it's just venting. So
Yeah, you're
I'm
coming into pulling them up anyway. Huh? Do you
Yeah,
run sides up ever, like in the summer? Like you pull the sides
put
all
the
the way
sides
up?
up. Every day I have to put the sides up because it gets up to 100 degrees already. So
Jesus Christ.
Right? I can't believe people do that. Fucking live in the desert and shit.
I can't believe you guys are like snow
I
people.
can't believe people live where it fucking snows.
Yeah, that's what
You
I
got
was thinking.
scorpions and tarantulas, shit like that.
No,
You got
no,
fucking
we
roads
we
that
just say that
freeze
to
and you're
scare
sliding off
crazy.
into a ditch and shit.
Right?
Just trying to
Blue
fucking stop for a red
sky,
light.
tarantulas, blue sky, tarantulas. Okay, I'm
70,
coming.
70, 60, 70, 80 all year. Like after summer, it's like 100 and something. You don't want to be here.
We just-
So you go back
we
to
just got-
the place.
We just got 4 inches of rain in the last 4 days, so
Oh no shit. I told my wife Eagle had snow a couple days ago. We've been sunbathing.
What's rain?
right.
High for Tuesday, green 13. It's been 70, almost 70 for the last 2 days. Tuesday, it'll be 35 for the high, 22 for the low.
Dude, and I'm sitting here right now at fucking, what is it, midnight, and I'm wearing shorts and flip flops and I'm totally comfortable.
You're too close to Canada, man. I got 30 tomato plants out.
Right? Yeah, shit. I started my whole outdoor veggie garden fucking last month.
That is
So-
a badass part of it right there. But your season's
Yeah.
kind of limited on some shit, isn't it? Because it gets too hot. So like you got to get out.
Yeah, but not for that long. It gets hot for like, and when I say hot, I'm talking like 80s and above constantly, like July, August, September.
Right.
So I mean, now down where
Shade
Greenfinger's
cloth.
at, he's an hour and a half away from me. But down where he's at, dude, right now it's like fucking roasting balls outside. And it's gonna be roasting balls outside until fucking,
You gotta
Thanksgiving.
stop trying to sun their butthole. That's not a real thing. You shouldn't be doing
What is
that.
it?
You just wind up with roasted balls.
Dude, no, it's
no sun region.
yeah, like,
Go.
it's 70 here today, and it was probably what, fucking 95 down there?
No, it was actually cold here today.
Oh no
So
shit.
we got the breeze from, I think you guys maybe over
Oh,
the
yeah.
mountains instead of what's that hot ass wind I can't think of right now?
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana. Fucking bullshit all last week.
Is that what brought the warm weather to us? Those winds come all the way to Michigan? Because we had, fucking, it's swung like 40 degrees already.
No, so what happens here is like our main, like, whatever prevailing wind comes off of the ocean.
Right.
And then we'll have like a fucking low pressure or whatever roll through, and it'll switch it to where our winds come out of the desert, and it's fucking hot, but that shit blows like, it'll pick your greenhouse up and move it fucking 5 streets over.
90-degree fucking wind. Like,
Yeah.
and then in the summer it's like 110-degree wind being blown at you, hot as fuck. Like you're just you need water or you're gonna dry up to dust. And just
Yeah. Humidity's like, 7%.
Yeah, we don't get nothing like that over here.
a bandana on your neck with water is recommended. Like a bandana under your hat. You roll it up like a fucking snake type thing.
So now we can check off shoveling snow off the list because you all got to fucking shovel sand and shit. Like,
Or
you
no,
gotta
you blown
fucking
away.
blow off your walkway.
So you
Yeah.
like
Little leaf blower.
shit
leaf
under
blower.
the sand.
Yeah.
Those dunes are hiding buildings, guys. Like that's those big dunes out here. They're hiding giant pyramids and shit. Just a fucking
Yeah, but no, it's a trip. And like, and I give credit to Eagle for this because he's the one that started, doing this show, and we got people from all over the world now. But it's really trippy for me lately, especially since doing the veggie garden, hearing you guys talking about like, oh, I can't wait to get started. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I've been going for 2 months almost out here. What do you mean? I thought this shit was like, I thought my fucking stuff should be, 2 feet taller by now. And you guys are like, yeah, well, it's going to be 32 next week. So we can't put anything.
Might plant some seeds.
Right. Miranda Family Farms has got his big he just lost his whole fucking veggie garden to frost.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, I can't remember the last time I had to worry about frost.
Thunder Dan lost his beans last week, man. He was on
No.
our show.
Early
His
fuckers,
beans,
we can't put them out, man. Dang, I was trying to tell him too. Miranda, I can't believe that. That sucks.
I said to my wife last night, actually, I said, oh, I see Smiley, actually, at the end of one of his videos. He had a bunch of veggies under lights. She said, under lights? What? Cheating, you mean? That's cheating.
It's not cheating. It's not
Not
cheating.
That's
cheating.
good use of wasted life.
Good use of resources. There's side.
Yeah. Yeah.
everything's a cheat code. It's just like you type it in and then you get your fucking your come up. It's like I could do it this way in my area, or I won't do it at all. Fuck. So,
All my windowsills are covered in.
I was gonna say, how many tomatoes did you plant, Green 13? Because I seen your story and it looked like there was like 15 of them fucking things. All I know. I was like,
30, dude. 29, I think.
Damn.
But the
Nice.
few at the end are like triples. They're like, they came out with like
What are you
5, 6
gonna do with all
stalks.
those tomatoes? That's a fuck ton of tomatoes, dude. Like,
it
Cook them
depends.
down,
Pasta
Cook
them
sauce.
down and freeze them.
okay.
Yeah, pasta sauce.
Salsas.
What kind
Yeah.
of tomato?
5 different varieties, 6 different varieties, maybe.
Are
Fuck,
they
I thought I was
determinate,
going good with 3.
indeterminate, or
That's gonna
determinate?
be a fuck ton of tomatoes.
Yeah, but to
I
be
mean,
honest,
like,
we got
6
we got
plants is a lot.
we got a
Yeah.
kid, and she's going to walk outside and eat one every time she walks outside, and we're probably the same. And yeah, anyway.
Right.
Cool.
As you know, we're prepping the house to sell, so it was a case of just putting something in for our
Immediate use.
titillation, and we'll use, yeah. But I mean, the real thing is we're looking to get to, you know, like I think probably Thunderdan's probably my hero. I'm looking to get to rows and rows of stuff where I can keep that and live on that. That's the real for us. So it's just a practice run.
I was actually kind of plotting that out in the yard, like looking at the rows where I could like, you know, I'm starting to edge into the front yard now. I'm like, we gotta welcome Bud
Look up
Killowatts.
Curtis. Curtis.
Yes, buddy. What's happening, brother?
Buddy.
How's everyone? Here's the thing, you were talking about the Santa Anas. And I've spent 59 years in Southern California. And it used to be August and September, there'd be a couple Santa Ana conditions. Now it's basically year round. Even in the 20 years I've been down where I'm at, yeah, like you'll have a Santa Ana condition in January, 2 days after it rained. Where, yeah, the whole time I grew up, yeah, it's like kind of back then it was kind of special because it would get staticky, windy. That's when the fires would burn in Malibu and all that. But it would quit. Back then, smog was like a huge thing, especially in LA. And when the Santa Anas kicked in, it would blow it all out. But yeah, I pay attention to humidity and I don't keep records, but yeah, like in San Diego where I'm at, we used to have about like 40 to 50% average. Now we're like annual average of humidity is probably 20 to 30%.
How does that affect the agriculture?
We're in constant offshore, like most of the time.
Does that
And
affect
what, Smiley?
a lot, and offshore wind is what makes the wave. And that's why in the last few years, the surfing around the world is epic because there's, and whatever the climate change, I don't know about all that drama and all that, but I've witnessed it in my life. And a lot of it is offshore wind.
The trade winds are just shifting around a little bit.
Yeah, because it's hotter.
Smiley, you're asking if what affects, what were you asking?
I was just wondering how that affects the agriculture because, like, California in that area, like, predominantly red basket.
They never talk about that, but like I've seen it rain for 3 days, and my humidity gauge the day after is already down in under 30%. Yep. And if you're talking about rain where we're in drought conditions where we it's not about surface, it's about penetration, right? When it is that dry all the time, yeah, there's no penetration. Like you can just see it. Like I have 20 acres here, so I see what happens. Yeah, you might have surface, but no penetration. And yeah, it's basically, so even though San Diego
that sounds like no fun.
It's kind of deceiving, where the sliding scale of the average. So they go on a 10
to know each other
of rain. So we're expecting 14 inches to be our average, where I think we're like maybe in some areas 11, right? But if you go back to like a 30-year average, we should be up over like 22 inches, right? So by like, and when we used to get 22 inches, there was an actual agriculture thriving. Like in San Diego, agriculture has been its gross national product, like in the top 3 forever. Now we're like hanging on to 10. Like even today, I spent the day at the Avocado Festival, which I've gone to for 23 years. We used to have a booth there. And you couldn't actually buy. I didn't walk the whole thing, but I already know this from previous years. There is not anyone selling actual avocados there.
Really?
Just kinds of pillows like that, right?
Festival.
Except we don't grow avocados here anymore. Like if I took you around and drove you around and showed you, it's just dead groves or cut down groves. Where when I moved down here, it was called green gold and was like so profitable, crazy profits.
Is that because of the water usage? Is that
Fruit stand, which was kind of like we were kind of cheating on the law, but a fruit stand is like a cool kind of business because it has its own business. Like it's really set up hundreds of years ago to allow a farmer to sell his own wares. So you're supposed to have, I think it's like 83% of what you sell, you're supposed to grow, but there was really no one. So we didn't grow very much, if anything. We sold fruit and vegetables from all the local people that would come in with a few boxes to truckloads. Mainly
Farmers market.
But almost everything. That's non-existent at this point, right? A lot of it is the water prices. Second is NAFTA, and third is the weather. Like almost 10, 15 years ago was the first time like the avocado trees in the area had flowers, sought out their buds, their little flowers, like in January. That's not supposed to happen until like July, right? It like, oh, we had a heat wave one year and it threw them all off, and things have never really been the same because farming is all about, or it used to be, pretty consistent weather. You know, that's what farmers kept track of to be successful before there
But
was.
the thing is, dude, this must be about water and not weather, because we're eating more avocados as a planet than any time. It is the superfood. Let me finish a sec.
I still have the pamphlet that was supplied to all the farmers of avocados in the Avocado Association. This is like 12 years ago. And to compete with Mexico, they were giving tips of how to make a 6-ounce avocado. Haas don't get even worth eating until 8 to 10 ounce. A 6-ounce avocado, when I moved down here, was called a ground score, and they would make avocado oil out of it. No one sold those, right? Mexico, they can only grow 6-ounce avocados. Like, that's just what they do. Beyond, this gets into all fruit and vegetables in the United States I can speak of, because I was in that business for 20 years. It's like the box count, right? 6 ounce, and they do this with peaches. They do it with everything. Most things are good at 8 ounce, right? But you can get 48 6-ounce ones in a box. And even though you might sell them for a few cents less, it's way more profitable, right? They don't want an 8 or 10 ounce. 10 ounce would only be 24 in a box. 8 ounce, like, so that there's that motivation. But there's this pamphlet where it basically told you to starve your tree. This is when we didn't have water prices that were so high and all that. To starve your tree, keep them under 6 feet, 6 to 8 feet, and harvest them early and sell what was at that point ground scores. You go to any grocery store, unless you go to a farmer's market, and even them, that's questionable, you're buying Mexican avocados. That's NAFTA. Even the biggest avocado companies called Cal Avo. And somehow in 2007, like a couple months before the crash in the real estate, they sold like hundreds of thousands of acres of avocado groves that are in this area and invested all the land in Mexico, like way before it was obvious that was going to go down. And even a lot of people that are bitter in my town over all this happening point out that somehow they knew to do this before the real estate crashed and everybody else lost their ass on their land. So today was the big avocado festival, bigger than ever. I've never seen so many people there, but there's no more avocados here. Like the packing house, you don't even see any action there anymore. And if you own less than no one grows them. Maybe a couple people for their own. No, anybody acres? No, they cut them down or just let them die. I still had my fruit stand up to about 2017, and by then, people I had done business with for years, old retired people, maybe had 5 acres, were already saying that by the time they paid the pickers, the water, and the packing house, it was costing them money. So, and yeah, that's how our country. Now, that's just I know about. It's strawberry farmers in Monterey are probably saying, yeah, Mexico. Most of everything comes from Mexico now. It used to just be Costa Rica and Central American countries used to sell off-season fruit, right? The grocery stores realized that if you want to sell off-season fruit year-round, you can't sell seasonal local fruit. So the grocery stores and the major, outlets for food over the years, like I learned this when I would be buying local fruit and I would taste like a peach and it would be like bring me back memories when I was a kid, right? It was like a flashback to oh, is that what a peach tastes like? Is that what corn could taste like? But you go to grocery stores, no, none. And some of that is because when I grew up, my mom would only buy, my mom mainly did the shopping, would only buy fruit when it was in season. You didn't buy watermelons all year round. You bought them in the late summer. Same with corn, and I'm sure every part of the country has its. The grocery stores, that's not good for them because then. So now to this generation, they don't know that. Like the average young person doesn't know. Oh, there's a season? No, they just see the same crap. Whether it's vegetables or fruit at mainstream grocery stores. And then if you're going to step outside of that to Whole Foods or stuff like that, now you're paying a pretty penny, almost too much to afford, It's a sad situation, but they've done that over time. And I say when I'm against legal cannabis and all that, that's because that's what they're going to do to cannabis. We'll all be dead and gone, but eventually it'll be even though there's 50 different brands and names of cigarette packs, they all use the same tobacco. Even though there's thousands of strains of tobacco. Or not thousands, but there's lots of them. It's not oh, Camel has its strain and Winston has it. No, it's all the same. They manipulate change.
They do that for marketability, don't they? So one farmer can sell. They're not locked into one manufacturer. They can sell one to the other.
I'll put it this way: you can get almost everything on the internet. You don't see anybody on any of these things trying to sell you a clone of the registered tobacco, the one that they grow. And if you got caught with it, the penalties, even back when you get in trouble for weed, you'd get more trouble if you had that. That's illegal for a regular person to have. They own it. It's theirs, and they distribute it to the farmers that grow it for them. It's like a registered plant. There's Indian tobacco and there's all this other stuff, but the tobacco that they've engineered for all these years, which you probably wouldn't want to grow it, but yeah, try to Google and find that. You're not. They try to say it only grows in a certain part of the country, and that's not true. Probably go better out here in California, but we don't grow tobacco here. But that's my 2 cents on yeah.
Cheers, man.
How long have I been muted? Cheers.
Cheers.
Man, it's the second time that I've double fucking muted myself, man. Well, they do that single crop. Well, they do that with tobacco, even though there's multi strains, like you said. Though, if a farmer actually kind of would be vested, you know what I mean, to one corp or the other, if they were changing tobacco strains, they're more.
I'll
able
probably
to
be dead when this story happens,
Right.
but remember I told you this. One day, just like the papers came out showing the tobacco company knew they were dealing with addictive or whatever, right? One day it's going to come out that most likely the tobacco or other big industry had been spending huge amounts of money in research with botanists and every botanist trying to figure out how to make cannabis addictive, right? Because as they're getting ready to invest a lot of money into taking this over, they're wondering, why isn't it addictive like everything else we sell? If it was addictive, oh, it would be perfect, but it's not. And that's like a stumbling block for big industry, because even they took soda, made it addictive. They take coffee, addictive. So some of these things might have like some tendency for that, but they've like dialed it up. That's my belief. And I think for the last 20 years, they've been spending a lot trying to manipulate, just like we're trying to manipulate for flavors and high THC and whatever cannabinoids. They're deeper than that. And they got a lot of money and they hire the best botanists. If you come out of school, the tobacco industry has got a job for you, right? And they definitely have secret shit going on. So I'll predict that one day somebody will break into these files and show that they were researching, trying to manipulate the plant.
Yeah, there's guys already talking about that, like seedless fucking bud and shit like that. But it's not perfected. I think they still get like the little white seeds, but they don't complete the full
Where
seed.
we are with like technology and understanding, and so much with academic research and lots moving. It doesn't seem like we really have the motivation to put out the kind of money that it takes to like really do it proper, right? They do.
Well, yeah, it does take money, but that's like, yeah, everybody's trying to get their chunk of it, so it just keeps increasing the price.
Right. Actually really breaking it down and being able to manipulate the plant into, obviously if we can manipulate it for all these flavors, what else, like there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
No,
And I know that their motivation is the opposite of ours, right? I know that in some boardroom, when these $1 million stock companies are figuring out their future, they're asking, well, this isn't addictive? Meaning everything they touch is addictive. That's a good product in the modern world. If it's not addictive, well, what's going to keep them coming back for more? That's their thinking, right?
Well, you say it's not addictive, but yet we all keep coming back for more. So
Yeah, but I've been addicted to a lot of shit over my life. And there were some days in my life that I didn't smoke weed. Maybe I was a little anxious and wish I could smoke it, but there was no physical full-blown addiction. I wasn't laid up. I didn't need to go to a rehab, nothing like that. Maybe a little headache, right?
So draws to get super sick and shit.
I
like
get ill as fuck.
I've been trying to quit cigarettes ever since I started smoking them. And that was when I was 28. I went to a rehab and they took us to AA meetings. And that was when I started drinking coffee and smoked cigarettes. And those are the habits that have stuck with me. But I got those inside a 12-step, right? Because mean, it was my choice, but that's what people did there. They drank coffee and they smoked cigarettes at AA meetings and NA meetings. And yeah, I was 28. Previous to that, I was like one of these anti-smoke around me. I was crazy about it. Some of my friends remind me that I used to be like anti. Well, my grandfather, who I loved, he got throat cancer and used to smoke those Camel non-filters. And yeah, I was like, I'm never going to smoke. But it's the hardest habit I've had. Like, I've been strung out of heroin. I've been fucked up on all this shit. Yeah, they were hard. A lot of that was in your mind. Cigarettes, oh, it's deep. The things they get, even I found out from my friend that works for like a long time, 20 years in rehabilitation industry. They would prefer someone come in strung out on heroin than the pharmaceutical drugs. The detox, the chance of success is much less from the pills. And that's the same thing I'm talking about. They design that in, right? Like, that's part of it. Like, that's way harder to kick than just straight heroin. Even though the first few days on heroin might be the worst you ever thought, over like a month, 6 months, the pills are so, like, yeah, your physical body like doesn't recover as fast. And I don't think any of these things happen by accident.
No, it doesn't. Well, cheers, man. It's almost a 20. We got something to smoke.
Yeah. And I'm talking too much. I'm drinking coffee and too buzzed.
Right. It's a good thing we didn't pass you the joint and you sat there telling that story and never passing the joint monologue until the fucking joint goes out and shit. And like having to relight the fucker halfway through their story just to let it go out again.
You know that Bob Marley never passed his joint. He always just smoked it.
Right.
Crazy.
What a dick. I wouldn't want to roll him, share a joint with him. He just keeps it.
What? Bogart in the joint?
Right? Yeah.
Shit.
I hate that shit. Pass the
Get on
fucking
the list
joint.
for that.
Puff, puff, pass. Fuck it up the rotation.
Hit that shit before you talk. I used to get told that all the time. And don't lip it. Don't lip the joint, you motherfucker. I'd be like, sorry, God, I got bird beak. I got no
What are we
lip.
looking at, Eagle? It's the WEedNErdWorld, man. It's dope.
Oh, yeah.
That was put together by Brew City Sin and sent over for whatever we wanted to do with it. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to throw it in as my background, but I'm still working on that. But it's pretty neat nonetheless. So thank you, Brew. Appreciate it.
That's cool. Like an NFT or what the hell?
Very nice. Cheers to 20.
Gift.
Just a gift.
Oh,
I know I got caught up playing with the gift.
I know, now you're gonna have to like start halfway through. I already got the chorus.
mm.
Greenfinger's is doing the cowbell, but he's on mute.
Mm.
There's no cowbell in there. Is
That's
Oh, it's all cowbell. That's all I hear. It's cowbell.
all you hear.
could be.
I just hear horns. Over and over.
Seems like there is a cowbell. There could be a cowbell.
Oh, there's totally.
Yeah, me wonder.
There's totally a cowbell in there.
Totally.
More cowbell than we know.
Now I gotta play it.
I thought it was playing the whole time. We just didn't hear it.
No, it wasn't.
It is playing in my head too, and I hear the fucking cowbell.
I just hear the trumpet still.
It's gonna be a Mandela effect if there's no fucking cowbell.
Oh yeah, there's definitely 1,000%. Just first thing you hear, fucking all cowbell and shit.
You hear all the instruments at once. Like, it's smorgasbord every time.
Gotta love it. Need to start at least dabbing for the 420 anyway. I have no excuse. I even have dabbables here. Just like,
When did you guys start dabbing? Or taking dabs?
first, fuck, I would say, I want to say around 10, I want to think 10, 11 maybe. 2010, 11, something like that.
I was smoking nothing but concentrates at that time.
It's wax, basically, is what they were smoking.
So did a thing of hash on the end of a needle with a cup over the top? Did that count as a dab?
Concentrate.
Was concentrate.
I
Concentrate.
don't think that's not a dab. It's like
I wouldn't
Oh,
count it as the first ones, like the fucking dudes eating up butter knives and shit.
Honey oil might have been the first dabs. But really true. You can handle it.
Those were the first ones I saw, were the glass rods. They'd heat them up on the fucking stove for a minute, and then
Yeah, the earwax or the oil
There-
body base.
Earwax.
There's this stuff like in the 80s that was called honey oil, and it would come in a
Black
like a
vial.
gram vial,
That one.
and you would take like a pin and just rub it on the outside of a joint, because like if you tried to hit this stuff, it was too, you couldn't hold it. I think it was extracted with ether back then, like because petroleum ether was easy to get, and it's actually probably the best solvent to use for pharmaceutical extractions, but it's like a banned substance. But yeah, it was called honey oil, and it was so potent that if you just put it like some on the outside of a joint, you couldn't even hold it. Like people talk about skunk being missing, but remember strains that were like expando? Like there used to be strains that were creepers, expando. Like those were traits that I don't know. I haven't seen any that are like that. But they're used like expando. You take a hit and you wouldn't cough for like 30 seconds, but then it would hit you. And there was other weed you wouldn't even think you were stoned, and then it would hit you.
At Expando, I seen people fucking pass out from that shit. Puke. Seen people
Yeah.
puke from that
I used to
shit.
throw up. To throw up in a while off a bomb when I was a kid. Like, oh,
And that always reminded me in like the fucking scene in Half Baked there when they're all like coughing. Should I hit that? Because it's funny that even the guy, even if you puked, what'd you do? You went right back in. I'm good.
like I gotta hit it
Yeah.
again and threw up. Fuck.
I had to hit the ceiling real quick. I had to hit the ceiling. I'm good.
I don't know about those being gone, man. I kind of feel like there's some still creeper weeds around, like
Yeah. A
the
lot.
ones that kind of linger, and like after you finish a joint and you just kind of hanging out talking, and all of a sudden you get like that flavor still through your nose or whatever. You breathe deep through your nose or something, and you kind of, that flavor is still lingering. To me, those are kind of like the creepers, where it's like fucking
When you walk out and
gets
then
you
walk
high
back in the room,
again. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You smell it.
it's getting high
Well,
when you walk out of the room.
Earlier, you guys were talking about like Mexican, Colombian weeds, and yeah, the 90s and stuff when it was all commercial and packed. But my experience started in the 70s from my dad and my best friend's dad. And none of theirs was that way. It was all loose pack, like true Oaxacan spears and Colombian red and gold. And I bought Thai sticks, but I also had pounds of like chocolate Thai that I'd get in New York that was just loose bud. And yeah, there was always a few seeds. There were better batches than others, but there was some memorable weed that, yeah, if I could get a hold of some of that weed just like that, I would be more impressed with having that again than some of the green bud that's come through through the time. But now, for the most part, there's just this really low grade commercial weed. They don't take any pride in it. And even I think back in the 70s when it was loose pack, yeah, you could just drive across the border and wait. They weren't like all crazy.
Well, you're like muted or something.
Oh, I am?
No, Eagle was.
Oh.
I keep forgetting. I keep hitting. There's the mute on the mic, and I keep fucking hitting that and fucking forgetting about it. My bad. I was just saying that we have hit that 420 mark. We gotta call it, guys. Gotta call
Yeah,
it.
man.
Well, it was nice to
But I
chat with
appreciate
y'all.
you guys
Oh yeah,
hanging out, man. Sorry, I feel like cutting everybody out. I do appreciate you guys hanging out, man. Coming and hanging out, man. Makes the night go by so much easier. So much better.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow's WEedNErdWorld then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It
Wednesday's
is
the organic
Monday.
takeover.
You know what?
Yeah.
Today I ran into a guy that is your guest I think on Sunday in my little ass town at this
yeah.
festival of all these people.
Dude, I ran
awesome.
into a guy today who's
I was gonna say we'll wait to hear about it, but he's talking about it.
Later. I thought
But
you
with that,
disappeared there, buddy.
I'll be the first to sign off.
All right.
It was good chatting
Cheers,
with
buddy.
you, Eagle, Greenfinger,
sir.
Smiley, and SoCal. And I don't know if I'm on my phone, so I can't tell if there's more. But if there is, and everyone in chat, have a good week.
You too, brother. You
Cheers.
too. We'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
Can't stop talking. And he talked
Green
about
fingers. What the fuck are you smoking on over there? It's got you all coffee.
this shit. I fucking left it dried too hot, and it smells like peanut butter now, and it's fucking killing me. Fucking
Peanut butter.
yeah, it didn't smell like peanut butter before, but it got way too dry in the sun because I had to fast dry it in the sun. It's like I needed to smoke. So like literally like 6 hours, 7 hours out there, and the stem snapped after how hot it was in the greenhouse. I was like, what the fuck? Fast dry. That's
desert
the
life.
fastest dry ever.
Yeah, I've never tried it, but I'm gonna take your word for it. Was
Yeah.
it super like? It seemed like it'd have to be like heavy on the end, real like body high.
Yeah, like I'm just really fucking can't feel nothing, and I can't really think. So on that note, I forgot who was all on, but go plant the seed, everybody. Fucking Eagle, thank you for having us. Love you, bro.
Okay, bro. Love you too, man. Have a good day.
You too.
It is Monday. Have a good week. But I'll see you tonight. I'll see you. Holy shit, 80, 60 cool motherfuckers watching. I can't believe that shit, man. Cheers, Mr. Greenfingers. Have an awesome day. Love you, brother. Trying to find some music to rip through these shout outs right quick. Man, I don't know what YouTube's deal is about not wanting to just shoot me playlists anymore. So guess we'll just roll with what I put together a long time ago for show songs, or started to build the list as show songs. Just gonna go ahead and throw a fucking shuffle on top of that, start it off, and then say goodnight. After I put this joint down. Ooh, started us off good. Fuck yeah. Have a good one, SoCal. Appreciate you, brother. This is, of course, Rage Against the Machine. Killing in the name of. With that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out tonight. Again, Weed Nerd World tonight at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look to come hang out with the guys. If you're a past guest, feel you try and come hang out tonight. Looking forward to hearing from you. Oh yeah. Such a good tune. So cool dudes, house name Mama Lost 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina 89, Unplugged 705, Medical, McCullough, Rick T, The Rob, the 9G207, Baby, it's Lena, Dave's not here, Tom Swoop, Greg Walker, Mendo Dope, T-Dog, Dung Vito, Red Eye Jedi, Grow with Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Run Boy 7426, Justin Gooder, Sing Man, Okie, Grower 74, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Movovich and 420, Hoosier, Cat Daddy, Taco, Don Slug, Rick S. In the Bushes, 827, James Simmons, Kevin Hahn, World's Last Hope, Pets Fan 420, Biomentor, Dirt Road Dude, Kenneth Shiva, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dad, Dr. Buzz Lightyear, Acetone, 710, Ken Queen, Genetics, Sabitan, Anze, Pumador, Dirt Man, Dad, Keith Kills, Black Sales, Mr. Bosilis, and Premium Guards, Rasta, Bob, Rasta, Jess, Oil Root, Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan, Micro, Ouija Buds, Stuff G, Roy, Big Jar, Gross, JC, Modern Genetics, So, Weed Nerd, John, Lace, PPG 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly, a Provider, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Production, Tank Grower, DOA Grow Meds, Miss Snooty Grows, I Grew, I'm Johnny Kennedy. Hope you feel better. Johnny is in the hospital again from a relapse, blood clot in his throat. He is feeling better, eating foods now, but still in the hospital nonetheless. Please send him some positive vibes. And if you're in Las Vegas, it wouldn't hurt you to stop and make sure he's got everything. Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Joey and Slammer, and NY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation, Booth Clover, 420, High Spy, Aldridge, 25, Miss Mad, T2 Move, Hope Grower, the Can of Crate, Loki Grows, Sus, this guy, Burton, 79, 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws, Voodoo Alters, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connections, Wolverine, Grow, Big Jar, Grows, Jimmy, One for Life, Lay Way Back Farm, D-Back, MMP Nations, Creations, Hammer, Lana, Psychedelic, Warlock, Artist, LD, Sir Sticky, Rob, Big Day, 420, Big Brett Window, Big Ed, 1961, Man, 183, The Green Click, JK, Triple T, Mr. Sprintly, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John, B2 Crazy for you, BG, WG420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG, Anthro Sense Media, Anthro Just Space 420, Beast Coast Scorer 420, Sir Hal, Trave Alone, Keep It Real, Haggerton, So 420, Sub Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BT, Double D, Gross, Bingus, Green Puffin, Man, Eggs, Boy Chef, Chef Life, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Growers, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Brandon Family Farms, Page Farms, Me Off Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Sailbot Wins, King of Macroponics, Andrew, Michigan Native, Mary Jane Smedgard, Streamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny, Nutrients, Green, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619-664, Sports, Brandon Cougar Jones, just Grow, Papa G Grows, Raz, Papa G Grows, Raz, Amy Joe Grows, Cats Grow from Your Heart, Podcast, Lil The Green Med, Black Jeremiah, Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus, Soul, Jason Eyestone, He Win, David Colby, Mason 662, Scruggy 34, The Goddess Grows, Kaylee Burgers, Chatty Bad, Bailey Frog, Polly Pete, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, Jay Huggett, GTA, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Seansland, Organic Home Buds, Warren, Nelson, Camwood, Maine, Mystic, Show Love, Always, Kelly, Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sargess, Clear Fresno, Happy Guy. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Oh, God. 311 mix up Kinder Gross, Evergreen Haze, G French Tree, MMJ, Matt Sess, Save Dog, Trevor Fly B, Justice Smith, Travis Wall, Monthly. Mike was in the house. Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Chronic, Technical Plus Coast Seeds, Shambo Gas, Web Astral Life, John Smith, Time and Trickle, Poke King Raz, Slow Roll. Pop Little, Slub, Bikey, Pilot, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Silbert, Indoor 11, Stephanie V, Shark Pulley, 989, Von Brown, Sovereign Garner, Solar Nation, 420, Joe Y, Bugs, Fun, 313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jay Myers, The Mid, The Chat, Mr. Manny D, Bag Seed, Dr. DGC, Jess, Shutter, 911, Dutch Gross, Scallywag, 420, Skillbo 1, Medgore 1, Empire Breeding Co. for Goalie, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Dinko, B Bear 7, Alley, Noble, CK, Tom, Trinidad, Looney, Jester, Smoking With, Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lazy, Rafter, Growth, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert, Hazelton, Door, Michigan Core, Double Tap Farmers, Mr. Green Thumb, 420, 808, Rudy Prospects, Kid Bus Driver, Hating Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Ben, TM 420, 6996, Ooh Nut 619, Dr. Scrambles, BB Moonrock, GH, Double J, Bio Green, Self Grower 56, Hanky Saki 420, OGKP, Ganja Nana, Your Mama, Georgia Joe, Roy Rodriguez, Be Growing Nature's Rest, Nugs. Killer Bee Grows, Gotcha Wizard, Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Ooh, Soil for Life, Bully for Life, The Jeff Rowe 420, 69, Beavis 698, Dr. Franklin, Booty, Goddamn, I'm Big Ted Test, Terrific Bad Boy, Jack Greenstock 420, 420, Boot Farm, Charlie Farm 420, Aldridge 25, Mr. Smiley's Gardens. JD's, Miss D's Nugs, Smoke Grow Fraser, Grow Kowski, Twist Roots, Faded Farm 420, Jeff Dorowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Evolve 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Gabster, Snap, or Ginger Snap, CTE, Rose, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pep 420, Camp Trooper, Blind Cat 420, Light It Up Again, Tim, UKSIF, Booty Boy, Deb, Sharprack, Medical, MJ, Budsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dink Man 420, Dink Man, Dan, Red Sun Farms, Good Life, Tony Bell, Cheats Weed, Most Hated Growers, Ranger General 420, Army Salute, the American One, W Digger 714, Shirates, Kineo Genetics, Mountain Skies, Ready, Hit That Hot Fire, Chris Martin, Ian Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Heaven's Fate, Cam, Fingers Lakes, Finest, Bridge Patch, Dozer, Moon, Southern PT Grower, Two's Medical, Jared Bear, Plus One, Mushroom, Secret City, Pioneers, Final Little Tent, 2042 Space Walker, Christian Tree Mump, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi D, Galactic Garden, Shout Smith, Elliptis, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Sea, Ross, Kai, Paul, Lemon, Hoko, Trench, Readers Youth, Life 420, Grant, Mandy, Mary Brown, Sammy Sizzle, 9-inch Colas, Chris Wu, DK Trades, Fishing Creator, Guru, The Kind of Brew, or The Kind Brew, Canada Nation, JJ Wires, Dan the Indoor Man, Groways, Homies, Hamilton, Grown, Clip Smoke, Keystone, Canna Flag, BA, Big High, 710, Eugene Greeley, Dave True, also Fred Dirt, Carlos, North Arizona, Beer Grow 420, No Sellout, Jesse White, Cassie, Yeti, Introvert Genetics, So J Fixin, Robin, Mr. Killer 8, Mo, James Buttercream, C Dub from NorCal, The Farmer CC Bank, Deadhead, Smoky 616, Curtis Mayhem, Matt Meyer, and Morte, Rick Kamen, Stephanie Dore, and Tended Seeds, Carries K, Mike Rubles, The Drew Bear Force 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Pop. Or Slow to Get Up, Stu Blue, Popco 719, Baker Shake, Baby, Old Smoke, P-Dub, Grow Buds, Laura Wasp, Mr. Reblood, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, House of Grow, Floor Nugs, By a Little Piece of Heaven, Future Sound Seeds, Glass Grow, Rich T, Crispy Wannabe, Miss Soul Food, Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real 2000 Years Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam, McMody Face, Obi Sasquatch, Fuck Google and you, I'm going well, Canadian Resort, Porter from Carl Wright Zeppner, Humble Farms, Tannery Farms, Seldom Seen, Old Park Gardens, Hale, 97, 82, Comes Back, Marshall Artist, 2012, Micro Slave Hefner, Danny McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert Mr. Green, Figures, Motherfucking Thomas, Rancho, Chill, Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Jeppin, Bobby Lynn Means, Trent Jigger, Mr. Mac, Tony Lake, Goldie, Bill S. Sweet Peace, Tater, Delicious, Minty, Country Roots, here on Fire to Next, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Tina 101, Teeny 101, what that is, Bunsen Hazard, Mr. Club 14, Fire to B-Man Farm, 616, Null Up North, Max Groove, Ruby, Timothy McGimmons, Neo, Justin Beach, Chronic KG, Family Real, Jennifer Shield, Kimbus, 03, Turf Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latino, Skater Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally, Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Rooms, Tone Grows, Dank, Caveman Grows, BX Gunna 81, Smith, Dude Grows, Sean McCann, Tate Monk, Steak and Jenna, Walla Walla, Canna Grove, Fall Dog, Huron, Ken, Council, List, Bears, Rock Band, Justice Big, 420, Ben, Fresh Herbs, Fresh Grove, Thriving Herbs, there we go. High Boy, you way grows, Sweet Grow, and Australian Grove. Love for the band, Argo, American, Spot Poker, Unfrozen, Caveman, Hawaii's High, Surf Crap, Micro Doom, Jeff Lowenfeld, Mobius, Grove, Tank, Brownie, TNT, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Forging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Sea, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Dr. MJ, Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, These Bags, Joel Sarah, Shotgun, Willie, Dake, Yoda, Jay, Sinister, Bro, Grows, Collectivist, DJ Cam, Aaron the Grower, late 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jim McDaniels, Collectivist, 420, CP Colo, still inside for PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Grown, 707, J8 Grow, J420, Cascadian Grow, Toes, McGee, 4 Plants 8, Weedworks, Captain Charles, Cookie Bloods, House Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee, Live, Gas from Tempe, Annie ND, Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Spots, 11, Bindu Buds, Michael Rasa, Plenty, Wild Bobby, Sean Bibbs, Rescue Ready, Roadside, LLC, Notorious Snug, Magma Seats, Father and Son, Trimming, Notorious Up to Date, Jose, Martin Perez, Dog of the Hut, 420 Buck, Chiba Man, GR, 420 Community Videos, CMO, Shout Out, Detroit Riverlet, Louis Garcia, Michael P, AJ Everyday, Captive Audit, Cheddar 13 million, 420 Medgrower, Cookie Goose, Jake Kendricks in for the grill, Kent Backwoods, all good. Sally Mansell, Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, Guns Roads, Kazoo, Aaron Burger Shrooms, Mr. Lincoln, Stinking Angel Studios, MG, The 420 Growth at Paul D. Elliott, John Fleming, Dakovich, Fibro, Flower, Polyfeed, Sheldon Seed, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Chiba, Sunny, Jeff Pod, Carlos Wilson, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Grayson, Sonar Baker, MD, Stormy Creek, West Sonic, French Roy, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man, Herman Ash, Freebird, Mogor, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survivor One Time, Chip Blake, Gulf Coast Chronic, Stink Fact, Galero, Calabolero, Carly Grow, Jed Gods, Jason Line 512, Steve Cobbs, Todd Kendricks, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, The Island, The Ace, Scuba Steve Speech, JR, Randy K, Steve Cobbs, CCTR, Claire Killian, Wardrobe Product, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Spook 3223, Wake Up Captain Pretty Pumper Smiles, 15 Digit, Michigan Gods are Mooch, Hash Fridge G, Super Bob. Wasn't done with that. Groski 808, Weekend and Burners, Came Back, Justin Saisman, Strong Style Organic, Sippy Eye, Manic Honesty, K Hell, Me All Flower, Brent Boot, Todd Kendricks, Newts, K and T, Chris D, True Serum, Old Times Float, Natty Dreads, Bomber Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kept Jiu-Jitsu, Canada Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Glab, Low Cut, Albert, Trinity, Mo, Manic, Raz, Benchy, Helen, Who's Janius, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy L, T Gardens, High Flyer, 420, Lobster Brush, Bro, Mother Tree, Maine, Red Pill, Yo Boy, Roy Boy, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibbons, Ruha, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, The 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill 710, again, welcome back, my friend, Cannabis Pursuit, K. Rolly, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man, 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, Outdoor Spec, Warren Dixon, Peak Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, surrounded by Keith Frowie Farms, Fringe Dweller, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Bruce City Thin. Again, thank you very much for that gift. Why Sustain a Win Night Roots Dead, Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Paulie B, Quick B, Nimble, Bud E, Killowatts, Michael D, 4889. I think that's Mike E. Disbanded Brothers, Marcelo, Matt Joseph, Great Medicine, RX, Keith and Chief, Hydro Daily, Concerned American Cannabis, 411, Freedom with Speech, Dr. George Woods, These Trees, Conscious and Duke, Oil, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Justice Stevenson, Victoria Badoo sets, Canada Buddy Buddy, what about Bob, Sacred Guards, Custards, Slick Rick, A-Dog, Pounds, David Slate, Lewis, Amu, Watts, Costain, Yeti, Ed Bryn, MN Grown, Uncle Elmer, Off-Grid Terps, Christopher, Big Force 54, Last Predator, Matthew, SoCal, Sue, Illinois, Manager, Jake Bruce, Genetics, Dark Horse Genetics, Sonar Dune, Joel and Jen from Norris Art Genetics, Caroline, Miss Cry, PTA B13, Lil, Ruby Beyond Perfection, XX, Elite, GPXX, Uncle Sonar, Crispy Treat, Christian, Growers Paradise, LAD Grown, CD Clan, Decoy Bacon, Mrs. Scott the Fresh Fake One, J. Ellen, Big Bob Groves, Jolly Canada, Australian Gold, Yucca 420 Garden, Dated Phil, Christian Noah, Selling Sally, Silly, Seashells, Mike, Steve, 562, John Jump, James Chrysler, Jane Green Ghost, Genetics, Stencil, B. Benson, Astro Charlie, Sativa, Score 4, GTC, A. Bush Doctor, Dirty Hole Garden, TK, James C. Weaver, Great Grow Owns, Corey Gagnon, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Herbs, Tasty Worm Turf, Skunky Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Abolis Farms, Smart and Grown, Johnny Green Thumb, 710, Michigan Wildflower, Seldom Seen Gambler, Todd O'Connor, Mr. DP710, Caribou TV, Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium Genetics, Trophy Drugs, Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, The School of Crops, Stupid Trouble, eBay Bud Tender, The Glass Girl, 420 Grow, Ted Nugs, Match Green, Greg 77, Tag Nugs, Skunk 8, Glassworks, Beast Mode 347, Mike Atomic Skier, JMA 182, Justin Gucci, Webcam, Diane Stoney, Baby Fat J, Coon Pip 1000, Dan Stoney, Sunshine Farm, Daydream, Brad Star, Mount Laree, Scotty Nowhere, Justice Make Not Sure, Red Bear Farms, Two Dog Seed, Butt Plug Bungalow, Lucky, Claudie, Goslin, Mousy Worlds, Green Galil, CT Gardens, Benny Ben, Up and Angel, Miss Marduber, Kush Turp 5, Sentimental, Green Goddess, Alberta's Cannabis Grower, Kurt Creeper, Dawn Hazelhurst, Matt Ness, John Gall, Coolward, Robert Rittenhouse, Pedro Dizzy, Joey Berger, Mrs. Bill, Mikey, Mishki Dasta, Dragonfly Earth Medicine, Thunder Dan, San Louis, Sungrown, Super Bob, Dutch Grove 420, Tough Impact, Mr. Tree, Green Gypsy 1, Das 2x1, 247, that is, Dirty Rotten Influence 69, Seti Gaines, Ginger Bug, Sovereign A, Paco, Smart Rome, Bradley, Ridley, Foul F, Tough Impact, Crazy People Do Himself, Weight Pie, Multiples with Division, Patio, Bears Growing at Home and Bitter, getting no fucking pity, Blue Kiss Gardens, Crack Babies, TWC, Shout It for Love, Token Carpet, Token Pirate, Supernatural, that is, Brittany Nicole, Sacred Gardens, Rasufa, Joey One Love, Mr. No BS, Petty Pebble, Rippers, Frank, Rowdy 420, Chef J. Reese, Dog Days Gardens, Clarine, Big Force 54, 420 Green Goddess, Luke Self, Pearly Baker, Christ, Tricone Jungle, Diggity Dank, El the Beastly, Laura Camp, Swimmer 22, The Grow Boss, Jim Clemmer, Lord NB, Closet Grower, Blinded by the Light, Weed Berry, Intergrono, Miss Vicious, Doc Cass, Miss Toad, Uncle Rick, Mr. 12 and 12, Cassie the Pirate Fairy, Mike, Leafly Hill, Patty Cat PK, Urban Remo, Red Dragon Brothers, LA or Las Vegas, that is, Journey Over Road, Dab Hungry, JG, GML, thank you for your help, brother, Gleefully Wiggly, Cam, the Cannon Man, High and Tight 420, PG, the Humboldt 2.0, Nico D, okay, Good Farms, Zachary G, Say Your Wolf, PU, Eddie Alvarez, Turf Wizard, Paisley Farms, S.103, Zoozilla, MK Ultra, Chilbert UK, Brandon Harris, of course, Pheno Hunter, and there's a couple other names I need to put in there. But last but not least, Weedus 207. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, hanging out. You guys make this show possible. I would be sure the fuck wouldn't do it if anybody didn't show up. With that being said, thank you for helping make my dream come true. If this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take time out for a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation. You can't give what you ain't got, and that's damn honest truth. With that being said, hopefully this is the beginning of what is an amazingly prosperous week for you. Along the lines of your day, please take time to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. I'm not afraid to admit it's helped me in my life more than one time. As long as it comes from the heart, it matters. It doesn't have to be monetary. Heartfelt, how you doing today? Can I help you? Need a bud? Do you need a hand? Do you need an ear? Can I get that door? So many ways to help out. Skip from the heart, my friends. That being said, I will see you tonight at 2 in the Weed Nerd World.